Beardozer Matt Tremont, and you're listening and watching to the Game Changer World fucking podcast.
And welcome to the first episode of year 2 for Game Changer World. My name is John Wolf, co-host Joe. How you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Quick question: was that a repurposed 21 balloon that you used for year 2? It was.
No shit. Yeah. So let's catch everybody up real quick. Both Joe and I had extremely busy weekends, and they just so happened to fall on a 3-show weekend for GCW. So I'll talk about just my situation real quick. I had a couple parties this weekend. My son turned 21. So I want everyone to just give Owen a congratulations for turning 21. Hell yes out there. I don't think I have any sounds for this one. Let me see here. Oh,
there you go.
Yeah. And there we go. So we got that in there. Yeah. So congratulations to him. I was downstairs. I go, I'm fucking taking your 2. So I taped that bitch up here tonight. So yeah, we're multi-purposing as much as possible around here. But yeah, I mean, I think just like you, just had a lot of family stuff going on this weekend, just being a dad, right?
Yeah, I had a wedding. Then my 5-year-old had a cheer banquet, and then I had a benefit on Sunday. So every day was jam-packed, but I did manage to get in the shows where I could, and they delivered. So I'm excited.
Oh, let me get this up here so that my son can see all these here. Happy birthdays. Heck yeah. Happy birthday.
Did you make him do 21 shots for his 21st birthday?
Oh my God. No, I made you do 21 shots for his.
Listen, I did 21 shots for my 21st. Until to this day, I cannot do Fireball anymore. I did 21 Fireball shots on my 21st.
Oh, did
now
you?
I can't even smell it anymore without just getting physically sick.
We took my son out to go get some barbecue on his birthday, and they didn't even ID him.
Really? That's the whole fun of it. The first time, you know what I mean? Giving it.
Bro, I'll tell you, I mean, fuck it. We're having a kickback tonight, dude. Jägermeister can't do. Back in the 90s, there was this shit called Aftershock. Can't do it.
I never heard of that. No,
oh yeah, when you breathe in, it's like peppermint, but when you blow out, it's like spicy cinnamon. It was some weird shit, but you got sick as a fucking dog on that.
Listen, I like the girly stuff, so I go with pineapple and Malibu is my go-to.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, I need to find one because my wife can't do carbonation, and I'm like a fruity, like fruit punch kind of drinking guy. I don't like the taste of alcohol in my shit if I am gonna drink. So it's either shot and chaser, or it's, you know, it's got to be something.
Malibu and pineapple. The pineapple outweighs it, and it's good, but it takes a while to get drunk. That's the only problem.
Yeah. Well, big bodies don't help either. It takes a lot of alcohol to put down a big boy, you know?
Yes.
We went to a place called Lucille's. I don't know if there's any places like that out where all of you live, but it's a place out here that a lot of people like to go in my neck of the woods, and they usually give us a pretty good amount of food. We end up eating twice on it always. And
really?
We're big eaters. Yeah. So, I mean, they're like, let's just say $30 and you get a bunch of meats and a bunch of sides. And you're like, man, that's too much money. But then you're going home with a full meal still on you. So I mean,
right there, they smoke it right there, their own smoker and stuff.
Oh, the whole shebang. Yeah, actually, we got there. They told us the brisket just came out, and that's like a 24-hour thing. So yeah, we
have a place here in Philly. It's called Sweet Lucy's, which is they do their own meats and stuff, and you know you get a big platter and stuff. But make him. I already had there, making my lips a little wet here. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, look at this one right here. Boom. Aftershock made me so sick. Now all I drink are fuzzy navels and hard apple ales. I used to like my hard apples. They used to be like Hornsby's. I used to like drinking that a little bit, but after about 2 of them, I'm like, nope, done. I don't know, man. We used to get drunk on real cheap, like Bud Ice, Bud Light, Bud Ice, like anything that was like in that 5.0 range, 5.1 range, and it was cheap.
Yeah, Four Locos.
Dude, we throw up on anything we can get our hands on that was cheap.
Shout out to Low Life Louie, Four Locos, right? That's his go-to thing.
Oh, someone's seen it. Joe with the fresh cut tonight.
Yeah, you like that. Anytime
Damn.
I start to see my bangs in the corner of my eyes, I'm like, it's time to get a cut.
Did you just call them bangs?
I meant sideburns. I said that.
Okay. We're listening. We're listening to it. No, Clown said still drinking Natty Ice. That's my dude right there. Thank you so much, Clown.
They're cheap, right? It gets the job done.
You getting fucked up for cheap. Hey, it does exactly. It does the job. You know what I mean?
Doesn't always go down as smooth, but
Budweiser energy drinks. That's what's up. Yeah, I'm almost there. I'm almost pretty much, you almost consider me sober. Like, I don't really do any drinking out anywhere and nothing. Also cheap. It's so expensive to get drunk or to drink in Las Vegas. Nobody thinks about that part. It's just everywhere's expensive, you know? Yeah.
I'm good today. I'm good.
You're good for your caffeine?
You got to remember, I'm East Coast, so when we go 4 hours, I'm pushing 1:30.
1 in the morning.
You know what I mean? So it's.
And you're a dad with a job in the morning.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All the credit, bro. All the credit in the world to you. Honestly, now that my son's older, I mean, yeah, those young times, stressful or not, are so awesome. So try to enjoy it. You know what I mean? As much as you can. You might want to pull your hair out sometime. It happens. But in the end, totally worth.
It happens, right? My
that's how mine started.
I got my hair cut and I already see I was like, whoa, what happened there?
Yeah. Settled down with that razor a little bit, you know? Yeah, I started with that right here, and then all of a sudden one day it started going in the back. I'm like, fuck.
I'm not ready for that.
No. Let me get this out of the way real quick. I'm just now realizing we're already 10 minutes in. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. We read and appreciate all comments. Super chats are available if you want to donate. A sincere thanks to SJ Good Vibes and Don Stoney Esquire for donating last week. Amazing. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with us. Sit down and relax. You're amongst friends. We are going deep into the night, and we do have a lot to cover. GCW was in Detroit, Michigan on Friday, Sauget, Illinois on Saturday, and West Des Moines, Iowa on Sunday. We have 27 matches to review, and like we said, we were busy as hell. So some of these notes will be a touch shorter than a lot of people are used to and not so in-depth, we'll say. But that's so we can talk about other things. There was a whole hell of a lot that went on. So let me go ahead and do this real quick. If anyone in chat ever had some questions for the podcast, for the host, go ahead and put that in chat right now, because I would like to maybe ask if anybody had questions. Perfectly fine. Give them to us. Let's go through that for a couple minutes. We did have a couple on Twitter that had some questions just for fun. Let's do it now. This one's kind of rough, so I don't know what to do here. I'm going to ask you first, Joe. Green Cane asks, who would you consider the three musketeers of GCW?
Obviously, Gage is right off the bat, right? And Janela right off the bat. I'm like, to me, it's a toss-up between Tremont and Effie. Because they both meant so much to the brand. I'm going to say Effie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
okay.
Go
so
Effie, just because, wasn't there a little while there where Tremont wasn't a regular, right? And Effie was still kind of there day in, day out.
Yes.
So I'm going to go Gage, Janela, and Effie.
I'm going to do this then, because Green kind of threw us together at the end with this one. Who would you consider the four pillars of GCW?
Well, there you go. There's
exactly
the answer, right? Yeah. Gage, Janela, Tremont, Effie.
So I didn't have Effie as my fourth. I actually left my fourth empty because I didn't know where to go. But I think you filled in that fourth for me. I think Effie kind of makes sense here just because he's done so much on so many levels, really, especially for representation.
Yes.
And I think that's huge to people who deserve that. Let's see, what else do we have? Musketeers are outlaws against the regime. I mean, Vandal 48, I guess, would be your three musketeers in that sense. But
I guess you can also look at GCW overall as musketeers, right? They're the outlaws against wrestling industry overall, right?
yes. I'm working on this right here. I have questions that are starting to come up. So, Jimmy Lloyd. You know what? That might be my number answer. 4. It's Jimmy. Answer. Jimmy or Effie makes sense. Also, good to see you, Ash. When it comes to Jimmy, on most of the years, if you look up how many matches each wrestler has had at GCW year over year, Jimmy is always at the top or in the top 3. Up until I think about this last year.
But this isn't a knock on Jimmy because I absolutely love Jimmy, but I don't know if he was always in the most important. Like, gotcha. Right, once he got with Cardona and stuff, he was up front and center. But a lot of times he was in scrambles and stuff like that, and that's not a knock on Jimmy because he's great. Yeah. I know he did a lot of things behind the scenes and stuff like that, but that's the only reason why I didn't go Jimmy, just because he wasn't always in the upfront title picture where the guys that we named have always kind of been like main event mainstays, you know.
I like putting Lloyd into the thing. I say FE4. I'm going back. FE4 and Jimmy 5. I only put Jimmy as 5 because Jimmy hasn't really had, like I said, representation. What FE did is on another level right now. And I mean, what he's doing is known worldwide.
I mean, I think this weekend or next weekend he's doing the Big A brunch in the United Kingdom, right? If I'm not mistaken, England, right? Like worldwide, like you said.
Worldwide, baby. All right. Manny, good to see you, Manny. He says, yes, hi, hello. My question is John secretly Ninja Mac? Okay, so funny thing in Twitter, Ninja Mac gave him like a middle finger for that. I just want to tell everybody, though, I may be a touch taller and maybe the same belly, but I'm Ninja John. And I don't think I've really had a chance to introduce myself or be in the ring yet, but I am Ninja John.
How tall are you, John?
I'm 6. I think I'm 6'2", 6'3".
Okay. Roughly. So yeah. There's the answer right there.
Yeah. So I'm about 6'3", 260 right now.
Okay, so there's your answer, right? Like, I think Ninja is like what?
I would put him at 5'7", 5'8" at the most. I mean, honest 5'6" to 5'8", I think is a fair. Assessment
I don't want to like throw it out there and like offend anyone with bogus height. You know what I mean? But no, I would agree with that.
Reed had in here. How much do you hate me? Don't hate you, bud. It's good to see you. It was good to meet you out to the collective for sure.
We got Reed saying no chance. He's 5'6". He's shorter than me.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there you go. Let's see. Manny said, John, when you debut, you can throw me through a glass full of. Wow, we're going right there, huh? No, I'm not the Invisible Man. Oh, trust me. When I enter a room, you can see me. I tend to fill the space that I'm in. Not
doing the Cena?
Oh gosh, no. You can definitely see me. Yeah, and not just by 2 inches. Yeah, I had to find out. Okay, Joe was asking, not Joe here, but Joe was just asking, do you upload audio anywhere? I want to listen in the car. iTunes haven't been uploaded in quite a while. Yes, I actually got a hold of B. When B gets the opportunity, I'm sure he'll get back to me and we'll get that ironed out. And I'll do what I can to get those caught up, either myself or he'll get it caught up. Again, he's still working behind the scenes. So I sent a message to him when I got that message from Joe, and I wanted to address it here because I'm sure there's more than one iTunes listener out there that's been looking for that. And yeah, so that's an update for now. What I also can do is when they get uploaded, I can put out a message so everybody does know. That's a good way to put it too. Reed just put here, you'd be surprised by who is shorter than you expect and who is taller than you expect. And I think that's true. I've actually gotten that a couple times where people are like, you're taller than what I expect. No. I am also not Guy Steele. Oh my gosh, if I had half the athleticism of Guy Steele. Oh man.
You know who Guy Steele is, right? So
No, we do not know who Guy Steele is yet. Nobody can get out to the oil rig to get that picture snapped.
Officially.
Good vibes. Who's one GCW talent you want to interview that you haven't had on the show yet? Joe, who's one that you'd like to have, or a couple?
I mean, just because, I know the story's been told and like he's at a dark side of the ring, but again, as a fan, I'm a huge Gage mark, right? So I always would love to just pick his brain because, he always talks about how much wrestling means to him and stuff like that. I would love to just pick his brain and really kind of dive into that,
Bro, if I could get the time with him to sit down and have an evening like we did with Bear or someone else, I bet you we could pull some tremendous knowledge out of him.
Oh, for sure. He
just his mind is so full of experiences.
Yes. Like he's been in a while, right? Like he's seen the ebb and flows of deathmatch wrestling, So I would love to see what he feels where, the lulls, but also now where we're at now with this youth movement. I would love to see his feelings on that.
Reed says, I love Nick Gage, but I'm not sure how great an interview would be. He's just so laid back when he's not. Oh, yeah, I get that. But
I think that flows with us, right? Because
bingo, yeah.
Last week was kind of laid back also, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. And then Joe from the podcast is now Ninja Mac. Congratulations, Joe. You may very well now be Ninja Mac.
Listen, I might be close to the height, but I'm definitely not close to the weight.
Ah, gotcha.
So.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be the first to admit that.
Hey, that's okay, man. Everybody's built differently. I think that's what my mama said. She also told me, she also used to tell me, like, you're bigger than all the other boys, like, take it easy on them. Did you ever get that big boy talk?
So believe it or not, I always wasn't the bigger one because I was I grew up with ADHD, so I was on meds my entire life. So I was always a skinny kid. And then in high school, I was like, frig this, and I blew up.
Yep. No, I got you. Yeah, genetics fucking takes a toll too as you get older. Yeah. Okay, so Gage, is there anybody else you can think of that you'd like to throw into the game changer world? Mill?
I'm not sure if something that you guys did, but me personally also knowing what he does behind the scenes, and I would love to pick Janela's brain about spring break and stuff like that, just because it's become the WrestleMania of the indies at this point. Like I would just love to know like how much pressure he puts on himself to one up himself every single year.
Bro, he's another one that I could probably put a couple months worth of shows behind. I mean, really, in another world, you're just sitting there with a paper and pencil and listening to him talk.
Yeah.
Joey's conversations with us ran so deep that halfway through, I'm like, Jesus Christ, he's so fucking connected to everything.
Yeah.
And I mean, I should have known that up front, but when he starts talking and rolling off these names off of his head, I'm like, holy crap, he's been everywhere and everything.
If I'm not mistaken, right? Just not even GCW, right? Like I think his first match in AEW was almost a death match with Omega, if I'm not mistaken, or was it Hangman? One of the two, right?
Yeah,
he's done so much shit that people sometimes don't give him credit or flowers, right? Like you always want to give the man flowers when they're still here. He's one of those guys that should get his flowers while he's still here. So people just overlook what he's done for this business.
On my end, I think I'm just gonna roll some fucking names if you guys are ready.
Let's go.
I would like to have Gage at some point. I need to look at my little list of people that I actually have out here because I don't want to mistake anyone. I saw everybody saying Vipress. Me too. Let's see who else we have here that I kind of have at some points that may be some targets. We've covered a lot of people, by the way. Flying Ryan O'Neal, Atticus, Otis. At some point, maybe Anakin Murphy, Gary J. Maybe Mr. Danger. I'd like to get Mance Warner. I've been targeting him for 4 straight years. Sicko. might be another one that if I see him continue doing what he's doing, I might try to make a spot for him.
Yes.
Down the road. That's a short list. Teriyaki is a must.
Yes.
That's another one at some point I do want to get on here. I try to always get people that have been here for quite a while and people who looks like they're going to be here for quite a while. You know, the ones that Brett really have tried and you know, and Vipress was on such a run that's one I would love to have on here at some point, just given the rise, you know what I mean, of the whole situation, especially before TOS, but we'll see how that one goes. No shit. That's my short list. Some of these names are now starting to come up because it's some of the youth. We'll definitely get into that.
Especially this weekend, like they were good shows, but it was so different, right? It was so different than the same GCW that even 2 weeks ago, right? Like I really like the direction that it's headed now. So I'm excited to talk about this.
Yeah. I just want to get these through. Matt Baruso, we actually had him on for a while. We had him jump in for a little bit and his camera froze. That's another one that at some point I really would like to go through. Big Vin, Chad Mins, like some of these that really make the show happen behind the scenes, because like we said with the car engine thing, like we're watching the car, we have no idea the engine behind, and those guys are like the engines, you know. Charles Mason was probably one of the most entertaining interviews we've ever had. He was mostly in character and just had us rolling laughing the whole time. If you ever get a chance to see that one, Joe, fucking hilarious, because he's in character. Well, he's in character, so he's sitting there and he goes through like a bottle of wine and he's just like, shit starts rolling out of his mouth and it's all good. And like we were
wine at all pull him out of the character?
No, that's what got me. It barely even loosened his tongue. Like he stayed in character.
Crazy.
And we do Long Live GCW, and he goes into the camera and he goes, "I will kill each and every one of you." And then the music hit for our outro, and you know,
that's good.
Insane. Great stuff. Okay, so I got sidelined here. Let me see, because there were a couple other quick questions. Clown, were your families instantly on board with you watching deathmatch wrestling, or did it take them a while to come around?
For my sake, I mean, I started watching it. I was probably like 14, right?
Mm-hmm.
Having to find it on like YouTube, and this is like This is like, I don't even at this point. I don't even know if GCW was a thing yet at this point. And then you know, I was really in the CCW, and that's why when Bear yesterday said, not yesterday, last week, said the skate zone days and stuff like that, that took me back to my childhood, because I was always at those skate zone shows and stuff like that. So it really took me back. And at first, no, I mean, to this day, I'm kind of like a little bit of a lone duck in terms of like my family watching wrestling. Like they're not really into it like that. So deathmatch was even further of an alley that they were not into, right? But and listen, people might look at me sideways for saying this, but I'm just gonna say it, right? Like I live very close to H2O, right? So I did take my 4/5-year-old to wrestling shows, and they were some deathmatch shows, and he absolutely loved it, and he still loves it. And I mean, if anyone's in the AC, they probably see my kid. He was the Nick Gage kid at one point. He dressed up as Dr. Redacted at one point. Like he's known at the terminal now for the little boy who loves deathmatch. And I mean, one show, friggin' Tony Deppen stole his headband and made him in tears, and I thought Tony was coming over like caught him, and he flipped him off, right? So that's me and my family, right? So no, they weren't on board, but now I got my family on board. My wife, my son, right? So it's cool to see that now.
And Reed said, "I remember that kid."
Yeah, he's there all the time. He won't be there for TOS because I'll be there trying to get interviews and more on the business aspect of it, and not trying to play father at that point. So he won't be there TOS, but I'll be there homecoming.
You know, on my end, I was catching what I could online. There was a time where YouTube was cool and you can catch like CZW and PWG and a lot of that stuff for free.
Yeah.
So I was really watching a lot of that, especially from, well, it's just rough estimate from 05 to 15. And it was a little rough to watch during about 09 to 15. There was a little bit of lull in deathmatch wrestling and in the independent scene as a whole. Excuse me. And I just remember I'd watch it on YouTube and wife's doing this or wife's doing that. And I'd have it on and she's like, oh, that's crazy. And I think what happened is she kind of has a thing for watching brutal things like that. And I think that it was more or less like, okay, so we watched Raw forever.
Yeah.
My wife's water broke giving birth to my son during Raw.
Really?
Yeah.
What a way to stay connected to wrestling forever, though, right?
Yeah. So I mean, he was basically a Raw baby, and I guess just over time, like right now, we'll watch slap fighting because she likes it. We'll watch.
Really?
Bare knuckle fighting because she likes it.
Yes.
So, I mean, stuff like that, she really enjoys watching. So because of that, I mean, that just makes it easier for me to watch that stuff and have someone, enjoying it just the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I land right now. I have someone that I'm lucky enough is also just as enthusiastic, like even going to GCW shows, just as enthusiastic because she does her pictures and at the same time gets to meet a couple people. So, I mean, when we go, my son has things he likes to do. My wife has things she likes to do. And then I have my thing going on. So, I mean, we really did. That's a great question. We really did make it a family thing. All three of us are involved. We all three go together. And I'd have to say probably it's the most family thing we do together outside the house, I'd say overall. So we're a unique group over here.
It's funny you said family aspect though, because like I got a 5-year-old daughter now, right? And so whenever we're going to a GCW show, I always give her the option, like, hey, we're going to wrestle and like you can come if you want to, but totally don't have to, right? We have sitters for you and stuff. The question, this is no lie, she always asks, is Effie on the show? If Effie's on the card, she wants to come because she loves when he comes out the Yellow Brick Road and everyone's swaying their arms or stuff. And then if Effie's not on the card, she's like, nah, I'm okay. I don't need to come. So it's so funny you said like it's a family. Like people don't realize that, right? Like they see kids, like especially in my state, they see kids at a wrestling show and like they scoff their nose, right? But I'm like, listen, if I'm making sure I'm keeping him safe, why not? They have YouTube now. They're going to find it on their own anyway. Let me be the one that introduced them to it.
Yeah, I think you're right there. Plus, I was one of those kids. My dad introduced me to wrestling. So obviously I was going to look into having my kid also introduced to wrestling because I had so much enjoyment in it. Yeah. I want him to have the same enjoyment or at least make that part of his enjoyment.
Yeah, give him the option.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I kind of always dangled that out there.
Yeah.
Right here, if TOS was a 12-person tournament instead of 8, who would be the 4 you would like to add? Bill said Reed Bentley, Connor Claxton, Jimmy Lloyd, and Bobby Beverly. Who are your 4, Joe?
Well, I mean, I love that they went with the youth and then they went with some outside the box with Gresham and stuff like that. But, in a realistic, perfect scenario, 12, Fremont's not giving up his spot, right? Tremont's going to get to be in it. Who else? John Wayne's not giving up his spot, right? He gets to be in it. I love the Bobby Beverly idea just because I think he's one of the more underutilized deathmatch talents in the country. I think he's so good, and I just don't see him used enough everywhere. And then that last one, that's a hard one. I don't know. I would like to see another maybe outside the box name, right? Like like a Gresham or something like that. I'm just gonna say because the fans in Philly piqued my interest. I would say Gage. I would like to see him in a tournament, one last tournament. You know what I mean? And maybe that last tournament is his tournament, but I would like to see one last time. Put
okay,
him on the spot there, man. 4 names is a lot to put on the spot for.
I like it. I like it though. I don't get it's not as hard for me to choose when I have a couple extras. So I'll do this. I don't want to be the agent of chaos, or I would be. Especially with a younger group of talent like this. If this was in another company, I'd probably get another group together of veterans. But in this spot, I think Gage makes sense. Tremont makes sense. Murdoch makes sense. And the last one would go to Kasai. And I would basically have young and old just do their thing. And I mean, this tournament of survival would really be about launching GCW and deathmatch into the next level.
That's a banger there.
I have other names, but I'm not going to mention. But I do. I honestly want to see a veterans death match where it's 8 of the veterans that you probably won't see 5 years from now doing their thing. That's something I would like to see, like a snapshot of what deathmatch has in it at this time.
Like, so, like when you say veteran, you mean like veterans of guys who have been doing it a while, or like the older guys who kind of have backed away and aren't doing it as frequently anymore?
Oh no, like the active.
Okay.
The active old hats that are rolling through, like a lot of people, like Mickey Knuckles. I bring in someone like that. We'll talk about that one in a minute because I actually have some ideas to talk about.
Toby Klein.
Toby Klein's another one that I think he could definitely do a lot for the younger. I mean, first of all, the kids would learn from him. And number 2, I mean, yeah, especially with the age group of deathmatch fans, Toby would put a large stamp on a lot of those younger cats that I think would be a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Toby has good height and everything on him too. He's a good size wrestler. Someone said, ZMZO, good to see you. Iceman is another one they were saying. Maybe give him a little, let him toss 1 or 2 of those skinny guys around the ring.
Well, I mean, who knows? He will be there that weekend. So he might have some kind of involvement. I know he's fighting on Sunday. Who knows?
All right, then Saturday, June 6th, let's talk about it. Tournament of Survival 11. 5 of these wrestlers are in Tournament of Survival for the first time. 3 are in for the second time. So we have Takeda, Danger, and Dr. Redacted going in for their second time. And Vipress, Nino Extremo, John Gresham, Sicko the Clown, and Anakin Murphy are going in for their first time. So do you like the story that veterans are giving out their TOS spots to the younger talents?
I do, but then I don't. The only because, like, obviously Takeda is a legend. Gresham's kind of a wild card. Dr. Redacted is slowly building a name for himself as one of the best overall. I just don't. I wish there was more veterans in the tournament overall. Maybe you had the young guys go over some of the veterans to kind of help cement them overall. Now you're going to have possibly 2 young guys going at it in the first round, and I think that win means a little less because it's not like an OG guy losing to them, if that makes sense.
No, it does. It does. I think it's important at this point, and I think for the future of GCW, it's essential to help push this youth. I do find it interesting that they're giving up their spot. Storyline wise, you normally don't want to see that type of repetitive, but here I think it works. I really did want to see Tremont and Murdoch one last time in a finals somewhere in a tournament, just to kind of, just to say who is the one with the most championship wins. But maybe it's best that they stay one up or close to.
Well, we have 3, right?
3 what?
3 people all tied.
Who else is who's the third year? Oh, really?
Last summer she won a tournament where she actually beat Gage in the tournament.
Was that one of the ones down south?
No, it was in Delaware.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Who what company was it with? Do you remember?
It was for X Brand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it had like Mickey was in it, Gage was in it, Bev was in it, Eric Ryan was in it. There was some heavy hitters in it, and she ended up beating Gage in the second round, and then beat Bev and Eric Ryan in the championship.
My God.
Yeah, she that woman's a warrior, and it was a big deal because it was her 10th, and it tied them all. I think you mentioned her name earlier. She's one of the most slept on wrestlers. I talked about slept on earlier with Bev, but she's one of the most slept on in wrestling. Period.
Before Murdoch caught fire, I was going to have her on here for an interview, and it was days before the interview, and it broke my heart. I spent like 14 hours researching her, and it just fell apart. Yeah, she's one of the ones that I respect for what she's done in the industry. You know. Yeah. So Danger, Vipress, Nino Extremo, Sicko the Clown, Anakin Murphy. Now let's add Teriyaki, 61 matches, Flying Ryan, 22 matches, Juni Underwood already at 16, Logan Cavazos at probably a dozen plus, and now we have Gavin Ash running at 8 matches. If you add them all together, that's 10 names. So we, over here at the podcast, we actually spoke and gave somewhat of a hint that this was coming months ago. So I almost wonder if talking on the podcast actually got the ball rolling on that argument just a little bit. Loyal listeners actually know the podcast pushed that subject with various arguments, and it's not one of the first we've had. We wanted a scrambles belt. I've always wanted a tag team tournament to establish the next GCW tag team champions. I want an all women's deathmatch tournament. We've had some things we wished we had, and that was one of them. But back to my point, we need youth to liven up the place. Their energy and enthusiasm are unmatched. We want people happy to wrestle at GCW, as happy as the fans are to buy a ticket and cheer. If you come through the curtain with the feeling of, fuck yeah, I'm at GCW, someone important is watching tonight, then it'll show on your face and in the ring. Fans can read faces, enthusiasm shows, effort shows. We can size up a wrestler and somewhat tell what he's capable of doing. People like Don Freeze comes along and surprises us. Fans like seeing athletes of all sizes push their bodies, of course, in a safe way. A big chunk of Bear's appeal is wanting to be at GCW and willing to bust his ass for the fans. Fancy, lazy clotheslines and lack of enthusiasms. Honestly, save that shit for the locals. GCW fans want flag bearers. Oh, wait, let me do this. I think this would be funny. I've never used my rant music. There we go. We got it. GCW fans want flag bearers of a movement. This truly is the closest we have to the modern day ECW. Who's the Tommy Dreamer of this era? Who's the Rhino? Where's our Sabu? The Dudleys? Who's even Spike Dudley? We hope a fire goes under all these asses and wrestlers step the fuck up. Not for the money, but for the love. The money will come. Set the new standard. Raise the level in the basement. One day GCW won't be around. It'll be a memory. Something everyone would have loved to have seen live, but every super fan swears they watched it at the time. Basically, one day we will get the ECW treatment. The question is, will fans talk about you 30 years from now? And another question, will the locker room step up enough to initiate another purge of talent? To the younger guys on the show, I'm verbally waving my hands in the air to fully 100% confirm important people are watching every GCW show. Just a reminder, you're at a tryout every GCW show. You're recorded, it's there permanently in your record. This is your legacy. Everything you laid in your bed at night and wanted, this is what that next step looks like. You worked hard for this. You've also earned this next step. Get out there and remember that the 6-year-old you dreamed about this. So all we want at Game Changer World here especially is for you to succeed. And Mo said it best, if you show up and you show out, you probably will come back again. Brett is looking for talent. So really, I just want to say here, fly. I don't give a damn who you are. To turn off the music. I want everybody to fly. That's what I really want to see here, because we put a lot of time in over here to make sure that everybody knows how wonderful all of you are. And if there's anything that would be, this is how we give back to wrestling. And we would really like to see all of you succeed in one way or another. So I'm just saying out there, please, if you can, push yourself, push hard. You are in a very lucky position to be at GCW. And take it to the fucking limit. Like, the fans are waiting. We saw that at 2300. The fans are waiting. Show the fuck up. Let's do it, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, I love the GCW OGs and stuff, right? But Brett knew there's only so many times you can pair them together before fans tune away, right? So he knows that he needed that youth initiative, which is what we're seeing now, and it's rejuvenating the crowds, right? It's
Yep.
bringing people back who might have turned away because they were like, I'm tired of the same old, and now we have these new guys who are busting their ass against the guys who have been there year in, year out. And it's a breath of fresh air to see this weekend, especially. It was when I looked at the cards initially, I was like, I don't know, right? Like there wasn't a whole lot of like, the GCW guys, right? It was GCW guys versus these new young kids, and they showed out. It was a great weekend, top to bottom. It was a lot of wrestling, but it was good wrestling.
I think you summed it up right there. All right, let's roll credits. Long. Okay, so do you want to get into our first show of the night?
Let's go.
Okay, so like I said, I'm going to remind everybody our notes are not going to be as in-depth as you would normally see. We were both extremely busy this weekend, so we got together everything we can, and we're going to talk about that now. So we're going to roll into GCW's Guilty Conscious. This was from Harpo's in Detroit, Michigan. I wrote here that I expected huge things. This was the follow-up to One Night Only. The dance floor in the background was lit up. I love the 70s. That was very cool to me. I saw one of our very good listeners, front row on hard cam. I won't say his name, but we saw you, dude. Speaking of energy, Detroit fans were pounding the ring mat. Emma was decked out in a Pistons jersey. Live fans, I want to kind of ask, was there a blinking light most of the show? Maybe Ash can tell me. I felt like there was a light constantly.
Where, like behind it?
Somewhere off camera. I felt like I was constantly seeing one just flash onto the mat. Maybe not. If anybody was live and want to, oh yeah, Roach, we're there. Yeah, the lighting was weird. There we go. Yeah, I was almost. It was almost like it looked like a bulb was going to go out in the next, 12 to 24 hours. You know how it kind of blinks. And you think the house is haunted, you know what I mean? Like you got that last week too.
I had that a lot. I figured out what it was. The outlet's loose behind where my computer set. So anytime I moved, it would mess with the whole wiring of the room.
So you're not haunted.
Not haunted, unfortunately. It would have been a cool thing for the pod to say, but
it would have been great for a book. You could have written a book on that.
Yeah, my haunted GCW podcast.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, we should do that. Before I forget to, I wanted to tell everybody we aren't. My wife is making those friendship bracelets and whatnot for the podcast. And again, if you have donated to the podcast at any time, get a hold of me on Twitter at my little @ right there and let me know that you donated. I want to send something out to you as soon as everything is completed. My wife is about 2/3 of the way done, and then we're gonna basically get a hold of you and ask you what color you want and go from there. So another way to at least say thank you. Like my wife, it takes her about an hour to do one of the things because she does like this intricate shit on it. It's pretty awesome. So so I just want to get everybody up to date on that because that's another thing that's going to be happening here down the road. Let's see here. Oh yeah. And I'm not going to forget. Yeah. So SJ, when she goes to the shows, you can find her. She also has those there. And those are the ones that she makes. If you got a chance, go up and find her and say hello.
Yeah, my wife still rocks hers.
Yep. There we go. Yes, it said a light had a short in it. No way to fix it during a show since, And
look at your eyes there. The glasses are doing something, right?
Oh, it's evening here at actually I'm gonna probably
I was saying your good eyes during the show that you picked up on that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I watch every little stupid thing. There's a lot I don't talk about because it's so small, like little things that I see. John, if GCW created a mid-card title, who do you think would be the first title holder? A mid-card title, so like an IC. There's so many people getting a push right now. I mean, if you wanted to IC Vipress, you could. If you wanted to IC Danger, you probably could. I'm just trying to think about who's hot right now. Here's the thing. I would even consider Manders, but now I think he's too big for the IC title. If GCW had one, I mean, he's ranked number 3 independent wrestler in the so to give him an IC would almost be a, I could see Otis taking an IC. I don't know. Who else could you think of?
We're saying IC as mid card, right? That's what we're saying.
I'm just calling IC mid. You know what I mean? Like the
so
secondary champion.
Not just saying, oh, you're the mid card, right? Like,
oh heck no.
Yeah.
Flying Ryan just came up. There's a name.
Yeah, I mean, name that we see a lot this weekend, Teriyaki. He's really turned it on the last couple months. I could see him. You talk about skyrocket his career. Like these names that for me personally, I always view the IC title as a title that can propel someone to that next stratosphere. So a lot of these names like that were mentioned are already names that I feel like are in that next stratosphere that maybe wouldn't need the IC title.
These names coming up. Okay, so I can see why everybody's okay. Flying Ryan makes sense. Give him the push, propel him up higher. Tony Deppen, I could see where he also makes sense. He pretty much is a secondary champion to a lot of us, given the fact that he's or he was primarily the gatekeeper, which means that getting a nod from him even today could be a good thing. So holding the IC title to push young by giving it to a veteran. Not terrible. We had a couple for Teriyaki that had come in here. I saw that. I get that too. Like I had said, 61 matches in, the guy's got to get some attention at some point, and I think he's earned it. Napier also came up a couple times. I could see where that could do wonderful things for Vandal 48 also. So that's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone right there. And a time where maybe Napier took the IC and Atticus had the world and Otis had the UV would have been something amazing. Also, we're seeing here 2 titles is enough. No need for more belts. You're going to agree with Brett. Brett is not a title guy per se. He really does like a smaller amount of titles because if I remember correctly, I think he said it waters down things where, like AEW style, where every match is a championship match now. And it kind of, waters down the importance of it. I think that's what he said. Please don't, quote me. We can actually find that out on the Patreon page if anybody's a member on there. So we won't be seeing Christian for a little while. He had a crazy ass injury. I think he's not even going to be on the mend until after surgery. So I think this is a matter of when does he have surgery, and then knowing him, chances are he probably will give us an update. Not me, but all of us as fans, an update as soon as he knows more. And I can maybe just send him a message and just tell him, if you could, please just, let us all know we give a damn about you. So, okay.
Because I was going to mention that actually before you said that. I think did the Christian injury come out? I think we never even had a chance the last show to even mention that. So I'm glad that you did. Because literally I was thinking that as you said that, like, mention him and just shout out to him. Because, he was slowly building something there, and kind of, we always talk about how he's always seemed like he was in the shadows. I felt like he was kind of slowly branching out onto his own, and it sucks to see that at this time.
Seeing right here, Napier's injury might be as bad as Cole's or Jordan's. Holy shit. I don't even know where the injury happened yet, so that's how much I've been out of the loop this weekend. So I'm getting educated like the rest of you right now.
Was it at the 2300 show?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what spot it was, but I'm hoping that it was near the end of the match so he didn't have to kind of tough through.
We heard it was after the show here too. Interesting. Yeah, I'm with Manny. Was looking forward to seeing him at the UCC. I don't know. Whatever the hell is going on, we just hope he heals quickly. He's young. He'll probably bounce back. He's an athlete. So I figure, he's got a leg up on most of us when it comes to the healing aspect of this. And as an athlete, I'm sure he knows how to train and get himself back in order, probably quicker than the average human being. Oh, no. So Ishmael says it was when Manders clothesline Napier with the steel chair.
Oof.
Interesting.
Knowing what he said the injury was, and then hearing that's where it happened, that's painful.
Wow. Good to see you, Ishmael. Might as well put that out there too. Great point. Go buy his merch. Help support, Napier in this time. I think that's the best way to do it. I'm not always a fan of people asking for like wrestlers just I blew a tire, ask for money. Offer your merch. I think that's a great way to do it. Let's see. To a majority of the GCW fan base, Christian came in as an unknown amongst former top guys and over-delivered every chance he got. I think that's a good way to put it. Yeah. I also like how they dabbled him in. They didn't just put him in singles matches. So, I mean, was that you or me that had a message right there? I just heard a ding and I'm like, oh,
it was
shit,
me actually. I'm going to mute that real fast.
No, you're good, brother. I thought I had something from Brett. I was like, oh shit, what did I do? All right, let's look here real quick. Dude, you're good. It's all good. Yeah, so Christian was pretty much an unknown to the majority, and there were quite a few who did know him outside. So we'll see what happens there. Valhalla, I hope Napier makes a full speedy recovery. I'm healing from almost the same surgery he needs. I tore my rotator cuff and that's the type of injury this is. So shit's probably been pulled off. Oh, yeah. Well, heal up, please. Yeah, most of them are H2O fans. Actually, you know how the cycle works. About every 2 to 3 years comes a new cycle of fans, and there's quite a few of them probably don't remember the H2O years. Some. I don't think many in this group, because I think we're pretty much super fans in this chat.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can say most, because there's a lot more GCW than there was H2O, to be fair. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the faces that you saw H2O, you did see at GCW, if that's fair to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of GCW fans might also not have known what H2O even was, because two completely different streaming platforms altogether.
Yeah, IWTV.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm also a nerd, so I think everybody else is a nerd. You know what I mean? Like they just have all the wrestling, all the platforms.
I mean, I do. I guess I'm a nerd too then.
Yeah. We're nerds together. That's why we're 55 minutes in on a show and we're just getting to match one. Okay, so the first match was a trios tag team. We had the team of Bang and Matthews and Gavin Ash versus the team of Juni Underwood, Christian Robinson, and Logan Cavazos. This was an 11-minute match. I wrote Christian, impressive physically, almost looked like he's missing his gear. He was in like the biker shorts, whatnot type thing, and it had that feeling like he was missing something. I swear that I may have seen a few new team moves from Bang and Matthews, but I'm not 100%. This was definitely Gavin Ash's match. I felt like he was everywhere here. And then I also want to give some credit to Juni and Logan, had some impressive spots. And I'll talk a little more about Juni later. I feel like he is letting in a little more personality, a little more interactive with the fans. So I do like to see, I like to see that. I'll just do this. Winner Bangin' Matthews and Gavin Ash. To you, Joe. Sorry there.
There was a spot in this match, and I forget if it was like the middle of the match or early on, but Gavin Ash did and again, if I'm getting my matches confused, I apologize. There was a lot of wrestling this weekend. But I believe it was this show where there was a spot, he did a flip off the top rope, and he did like a backflip almost, and it almost looked like he didn't get the full rotation. Luckily, the guys were there to catch him, but initially it looked like a very scary spot. And I think even the ref caught on to that and came out and was like checking up, because he got like halfway around the backflip and then landed it, and it looked like kind of bent in half. Impressive. Shout out to Bang and Matthews, because like all weekend they showed out and put on some matches. I mean, I know they're a great tag team, but this to me impressed me even more. Like this weekend, to me, I think we might see them a lot more in GCW with how much back and forth they got with some of the biggest names in the company.
Yeah, Was there anybody else in this match you wanted to mention?
I love seeing Juni Underwood a lot more. I think initially I was like, who is this guy? But now I'm like, oh shit, Juni Underwood on this card, right? Like that fast. He's taking me from who to now like, I'm glad this guy's on the card. I want to see more of him. And that's kind of that youth movement we're speaking of more now. So again, excited to see all these young guys. This again was a match where I was like, I don't know when it started, right? Because I didn't know some of these other guys as much. I mean, I knew Bang and Matthews, Juni Underwood and stuff, but they started the show hot with a hot crowd, and it just kind of built on from them. So again, shout out to these guys because there were some heavy hitters on this card in terms of deathmatch. And to start the show with no deathmatch and be able to keep the crowd entertained is not an easy task, and they were able to succeed.
And let's see here. I want to just put this up real quick. It's not fully, but it is kind of connected here. Valhalla said, I almost gave up on wrestling, but one of my buddies recommended checking out GCW and my love for wrestling reignited. There was a point where I watched GCW around the 2019 era. I kind of was watching a little bit in 2020. AEW came around. I've watched AEW from the beginning and through. I think I saw all episodes of Dark. And then after a while, I felt like with AEW, a lot of the people that were on screen weren't the best performers. I felt like they were the best friends of some of the people at the top. And after a while, I felt I lost interest in the show because I didn't, to my personal opinion, I didn't feel like they were giving us the best show on purpose. They were giving us who is the friendliest with some. I felt like certain groups of people were getting on there the most. And I go back and watch now, and I still feel like there are people that are getting TV time, and I'm like, how are they still even there?
Yeah.
But I gave up completely on WWE. I felt that TKO's print completely killed WWE and what it was. They are not fans first. They're also not wrestling fans. They are people operating a business, and they're trying to get the most money out of it as they can. This reminds me right now of a squeezed orange. And the last year or so, TKO has squeezed the orange hard. And I think after a while, they're going to squeeze too hard. I don't like surge pricing. I don't like any of that shit going on. That is not family friendly. That's a fuck you to wrestling fans, really. And they're operating the WWE right now like, number one, they don't give a shit. Number two, they're trying to get as much out of it as they can. And number three, as soon as they've got it all propped up with bullshit, they're going to probably sell it to someone else.
Oh, for sure.
This is purely business. All of us have our hearts in it, and we have to remember it's purely business at this level.
Well, John, real quick, because I know this is a G-State podcast. I just wanted to touch on what you said there, because if you see the seating chart for SummerSlam, right? They're doing this huge stadium show in Minneapolis. I think it's like 33% of the arena is only being sold. Like, why? Why are you doing this huge arena if you're only selling less than half the tickets? It's so asinine to me. And like you said, they're just trying to squeeze that orange until they can get it all out, and then they're gonna sell it to the highest bidder.
Oh yeah, though it's just one of these things where I feel like they're trying to find how big they can get it, and when they got it as big as they think they can without it deflating, boom, sell.
Yep, exactly. I mean, they're beating UFC, which is crazy to say, but both TKO companies and WWE is out profiting UFC right now, which is absolutely mind blowing to see. Just to show you how much they're squeezing that orange.
So, I mean, right now, it's almost like the best wrestling TV-wise is probably AEW. And, I mean, if you want to see what the independents have done to wrestling now, you almost have to look at AEW to see the results.
Yep.
You know, and I've said this before. I think it was like half the women's roster at one point were all GCW appearance, you know, people who've appeared at GCW. So it was just... the GCW stamp is everywhere, but the respect just doesn't seem to be there yet. But I do like AEW.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that when you say respect?
I feel that publicly a lot of people look down on GCW, but privately they all have Triller accounts.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%.
And when I said I'm verbally waving my hands, I know, dead honest, there are people at the two major companies that watch GCW and some of its performers.
I'm gonna pull something up for you real fast.
No sweat.
Why you say that? Because it's funny you say that.
No, but I think ZMZO is right. As someone that watches everything, you have to know who to watch and who their opponents are. And it is, yeah. Allie Catch was on AEW this weekend. Hopefully she done well. Another one of our GCW. Someone in Patreon asked Brett, is Allie Catch our oh, here we go.
This is at the Collective Philly.
Oh yeah.
That's Nick Khan.
Oh, they're all over, especially for Bloodsport.
Watching the show, right? And he's there for Bloodsport. That makes you believe he's also there for other stuff. We knew Stone Cold was there this year, right? And stuff like that. Like, they're there. And whether people, like you said, look down on it because they do deathmatch or whatnot, that to me is the biggest cop-out, because you know secretly behind the scenes you're still watching.
Well, I look at it this way too, Brett's a young guy, but if GCW continues for another 30 years, I mean, who's going to own it then? You know what I mean? And GCW is Brett is GCW.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it makes sense that at some point this company and its library will be sold.
Yeah.
And if you're going to sell it anywhere, you want to sell it to WWE because they seem to be the keepers of history at this point. So for digital people and collectors, maybe it's a good time to get the digital editions of all this stuff, because I'm pretty sure when WWE grabs these files, they're probably going to scrub out the music. You are not going to hear Effie come out to Yellow Brick Road. I shit you not, it won't happen.
Well, can I ask you about that? Because you probably know better than a lot.
I'm guessing. I'm guessing only.
The media, right? And the physical media and the library and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Why is it that some of the earlier shows, for example, I believe Spring Break New Orleans, where they had like Walter versus PCO, that is not available on Triller? Why is that?
So that's an interesting thing. I've actually noticed there are quite a few shows that aren't available on Triller for GCW, and there has been a couple requests to get those unlocked from I think from Brett over to Triller to get some of those unlocked, because there's a couple of matches that I wanted to show on this podcast, and I'm looking through the top 100 and I see one or two matches. I'm like, I can't even, like right here. Yeah. Some of them are still behind a paywall. Like, those need to be loosened up.
Yeah.
And I
know some of them early on, right? Weren't some of them on High Spot and stuff like that? Is that possibly why?
Unknown. I do know that Brett said that he owns all of his footage.
Okay.
So nothing can, maybe something can, but nothing that I've heard of is locked up. And again, I'm not Mr. Know-It-All. I'm going by what has been told in Patreon, or, like people ask questions. So
yeah, I just thought it was interesting, because like there's some show I try to go back and watch and it's asking me to pay.
Also, I'm trying to think of his name right now. I think it was Wrestling with Kindness. Maybe it was him. He is working on compiling a bunch of old matches and everything else. And I know that he does buy some of the shows that aren't on Triller. So he would know where to get those.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I think that's what his name, Wrestling with Kindness, I think is what his name was. But yeah, I just want to kind of put that out there for those who've been around long enough. GCW is going to get sold or purchased at some point down the road. Could be 20, 30 years. All that cool music for Gringo and everyone else fucking gone. You just go ahead and know it right now. And also some of the commentary with the amount of cussing, I think some of that may be gone. So some of the promos, they might not let the promos do their thing. Yes, Celebrate Wrestling. Thank you. Some of those promos are going to be gone. Also, there's going to be some blood there's going to be some segments taken out. Remember that, because at one day, all your shit's going to be censored when it comes to GCW. So
what you're saying is we need Stevie Richards. Right to censor.
The right to censor. Yeah. I just think it's smart for everybody to enjoy as much as they can while it's in its original form.
Right? Stop, like,
yes.
Yeah, Bear kind of touched on it last week. We need to stop the bickering in the community, because the community is already small enough as it is. Let's all just enjoy wrestling. Who cares what the letters are, right? Like, if it's good wrestling, watch it, right? Like,
yeah.
Like, just stop. Like, right? Like, we love GCW, but we like all wrestling, right? Like if it's a good match, we're gonna say it's a good match regardless of what the letters are in front of it, and that's what people need to do across the board while it's still here.
Oh, I love good car crashes. You give me a car crash in any company, I don't give
Yeah.
a fuck. Show me something different. Oh yeah, SpongeBob. I put this up. Okay, so my son got this for Christmas, but we put it up here because of Bear. We didn't know if he'd see it or not.
Was that up last week?
Yeah.
See, I remember I seen that right away today. I do not remember that from last week.
Yeah, we put it back there as a little Easter egg.
See, and there's one of the comments right there. It says that would ruin rewatching ECW for me watching without the music, but that's actively happening right now
Mm-hmm.
on whatever platform WWE goes to next.
Yep, Patchy the Pirate.
Yeah, you don't get Sandman, Enter the Sandman and stuff. You get this
that shit.
generic, shitty music, and it ruins it.
Yep, and then you're out there trying to find people who do have the DVDs or have the files. Hint. Serious.
Yeah.
Before you have to pay from some fucking idiot $5-10 a show to get a show from 25 years. Try to get that shit now.
Yeah.
Are you ready, kids? Oh, this is definitely a show that's went everywhere so far. Okay, match number 2 was a death match. Dr. Redacted versus Jimmy. We don't really need to review, actually. If we just had like 5 subjects, we could go for 2 hours and not even, you know what I mean? Yeah, Dr. Redacted versus Jimmy Lloyd. Redacted came out, big man down. Did anybody else see that poor guy? I really
he
feel
shook his
bad.
hand and then did it.
Oh, but still, oh man, I feel so. The only thing that I was hoping is he doesn't fall on his tailbone. Anybody who's a big guy, it's fell on their tailbone. Oh my God, I'd rather fall flat on my back than on my tailbone.
Yeah, R.I.P. to that chair.
Oh, R.I.P. to big man. He seemed to be doing fine afterwards, but that doesn't mean he's not sore still. Just gonna say that. Did someone throw a sandal? I feel that someone threw a sandal at Redacted because during his entrance, when he's walking around the ring, he literally has a sandal in his hand. He's like, "Where the fuck did this come from?"
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't pick up on that. I have to watch it back now.
Yeah, it's in the entrance, so you don't have to really go too far. Someone gave Redacted a hatchet. Who the fuck gives a man an actual weapon? I like
that man, nonetheless.
I saw
a weapon.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, that's another story. Imagine if he used it. Like, what was the fan? You know, what's the fan like thinking? Like,
yeah, what was the outcome in his head? Like,
one side was pointed like a pick, like an axe pick, and the other side was a hatchet. Like, there's no good side unless you're using the rubber, like the handle, maybe. Yeah, that happens sometimes. We always get a good weapon that gets turned down every now and then. Someone gave Redacted a hatchet. He got hit with a keyboard and the keys stuck to his head. That's always fun. Redacted in a shopping cart. He had a brutal dive off the stage. He kind of missed most of the tables there, doors. Brett gets on the mic. He is obviously not happy with Doc using the plastic chairs. I was actually waiting for the quit breaking all the fucking chairs, but it didn't happen. Jimmy did a great job being on the offensive in this match, but he couldn't pull out the win. Our winner here, Dr. Redacted. How do you feel about this match, man?
Listen, when you got these two in a death match, it's hard not to enjoy it, right? Like, you know, it's going to be an absolute, like you said, you love crash, like, you know, you love car crashes. This is a car crash in all the best ways. And when Brett got on the mic, all I could think about was years ago, I believe it was Slack. I forget who his partner was versus Christian Ross and I'm forgetting the other guy's name, but they were smearing their blood on the glass at the showboat, and Brett got on the mic, was like, "This match is done. This match is done. Get out of the ring." So I heard him there. It was it had me cracking up at that. But yeah, again, Redacted, Lloyd, can't go wrong. I kind of figured being this close to TOS, but Redacted just recently announced he would get the win here. But like you said, being on the offensive more than I thought was impressive to see from Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Jimmy every show, right? You're never going to get a bad match out of Jimmy regardless who he's fighting. So more Jimmy is my takeaway from this match.
Combat chairs are now a thing. That's it. From now on, we have the fans chairs and combat chairs. Dude, I don't know where he came up with that. I love that statement. Let's see here. Sorry to take you off topic, but who would pick to win a promo battle between CM Punk? All right, Joe, you want to go first or me? Where do you feel on this one?
See, if it's the CM Punk before he left the first time around, yeah, I'm still giving it to Atticus. I'm still giving it to Atticus, just because everything Atticus does is his own, right? Like, he's doing all this shit on his own. CM Punk has the backing. I mean, I know a lot of the shit is CM Punk's also, but he has the backing of writers and stuff like that. Imagine if you gave that access to Atticus on top of what he already does. I think it's a no contest.
Let's have fun with this one. Now, I remember the old CM Punk, you know, the old back in the day before TV CM Punk. He used to light people the fuck up. Do you ever see the promo with no microphone? You ever see no microphone, bro?
No, I haven't. I think I think I was a little young during that CM Punk, right? That was like 04-ish, 03.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm like second grade at this point. So that's a little before my like indie days.
Bro, he's calling people bitches and shit. Like, he was on another level of pissing people off. That Punk would be much sharper than Atticus on the microphone. However, I think that Atticus is the type that he cuts you in promos and leaves you bleeding as you walk away. Atticus has a tendency to say a lot of stuff on the microphone that I think leans into the fans. I think Punk might have Atticus, but just by a little bit. This is the other one too. Punk is kind of an actual asshole, whereas I think Atticus is a little more laid back. So and we've also seen Punk still has a little bit of an attitude with pushing people and stuff. So it seems like that shittiness is still there, and that shittiness can sometimes make for a great promo. So we vote 1-1, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with either or, right? They're both,
hell no,
both two of the best in the business at what they do. So either one is the right choice, honestly.
Yeah, this is what I was seeing in my head, is what Patty Cakes was saying. Which, welcome, it's good to see you. Yeah, IWA Mid-South Punk is the raw shit.
Yeah.
Also, yeah. There you go. They're both straight edge also. So chances are they'll stay on the microphone without forgetting what they were saying. That's always a good thing. All right, moving into this next match here, we have CPA versus Jeffrey John. 7.5 minutes. I wrote here, this was the fun match, and the CPA show was what it felt like here. Jeffrey was more or less the serious one between the two. CPA had his first shirt off in the first minute. Then Jeffrey removed a babushka. We didn't see that coming. That was really good. The clip-on tie then came off in minute 2 to 3. Jeffrey's wearing it. The third shirt came off, and I think we heard a holy shit chant from the crowds. Great job to the Harpos fans for that. Our winner in this one was CPA. What were your thoughts on this one, man?
This is why I love wrestling, right? Like, the match before, you have a death match. Then you got CPA where he's taking his shirt off to wear the exact same shirt, and you're getting holy shit chants, right? Like, if you can't watch this type of wrestling and just enjoy it, I don't know, man. I don't know what you get from joy in life, because this match was so fun. But at the heart of it, it had good wrestling too, right? Which I think sometimes overlooked in especially a CPA match, because this guy can actually go, and the gimmick is funny and it's great and it gets people watching. But then once the bell rings, he's still a great wrestler at the same time. I love this match. I love the back and forth. I love the comedy aspect of it. I just love CPA. If we can get him on every GCW show, sign me up. He cracks me up every single time his match comes on. So hats off to both these guys. But again, CPA, you got a fan here.
Same. I got a chance to talk to him at Collective. I had a chance for my wife to meet him while she really does like his entrance. She thinks it's great. I like that he's traveling the country and new fans are getting to see him, because I think he does have something special, especially when you go to somewhere like Iowa, where Shania Twain music probably goes over much better than in New Jersey, you know? So right out the gate, he's got those people, you know, and I think he has something that in the right doses is enjoyable. If I saw too much, I would kind of know what he's, you know what, here comes the shirts and here, but in the right doses or in front of new audiences, he knocks it out of the park. And I loved hearing CPA chants this weekend.
Yeah, you mark out a little here and that. It was like he's finally getting the recognition, right? Like, it's good to see when a good guy like that, right, gets finally, after busting his ass, gets the recognition that he deserves.
That's the fucking spirit of GCW.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You come back again and again until the fans are chanting you and you make yourself undeniable.
Reed says he needs a goal. I could very well see if he pulls himself out more and more, where he starts to just keep pulling in more and more fans. It's time to do something with him. I just don't know what that is yet. Do you see where maybe CPA could have maybe a rivalry 2-3 match, you know, something with someone?
Here's the problem with CPA, right? It's like, I think, like, I'm trying to word this correctly, but like, I think sometimes being in a match with him multiple times is hard, right? You know, you heard, again, I don't want to like pull in other things, but like, you heard Seth Rollins speak about the Fiend character, right? And how that was a hard character to wrestle against because it is such a spectacle, right? CPA is not on the Fiend level in terms of that, but it is a spectacle, right? And it might be hard to generate something like that in a GCW scene, on a national scene like that. But I would be all for it. I think he is good enough in the ring to have a feud. It's just, I don't know, the other wrestler is going to have to put in a lot of work to make it work.
I get what you're saying now. You know what I mean? Because maybe match 3 and the shirts are still coming off, kind of thing.
And then
we've already seen that.
Yeah.
And they have to react in a different or in an entertaining way. And it would push the creativity of it's like fighting against the Invisible Man or Yoshihiko. The creativity is what makes the match happen. So
it would be hard. I think a better way to word it for myself is, it would be hard to, when you get to match 3, still be able to structure the match without the fans feeling like same old, right? Like, that to me is where the difficulty comes at.
Yeah, if CPA is talented enough to pull off an accountant gimmick, then he could do other gimmicks as well.
Well, I don't think we're even saying that he needs to switch the gimmick, because the gimmick works. I think what we're saying is it's hard to do that gimmick in 3 straight matches against the same person.
Gotcha.
Because I love the gimmick. I don't want to be like, I love that gimmick.
I like him a lot. I think he does a great job. And I remember when I first saw him, I laughed my ass off. I thought it was great and didn't expect it either.
Yes, same. The first time I saw it, I was so taken back. I was like, I got to see more of this guy.
Yeah. And it's going to have to really take someone almost special to pull him out of that. And it's going to have to be, someone's going to have to be the no nonsense asshole. And doing that for a 3-match sequence would be really rough.
I'm going to throw a name out there that I think could do it. I think Joey could do it. I think Joey could play into the goofiness just enough, but when the match needed to get serious, he'd be able to pull that out of him.
I want to say something I don't know if many other people have said, or I think when it comes to, well, first of all, independent wrestling, I'm pretty sure that I think Joey can do anything.
Yes.
I think he can pull blood out of a turnip at the independent level. So, I mean, if you give him anything, I think that give him a couple minutes to think, and he'll come out with something. You know, we bitch about AEW and this. No, this is his fishbowl. Inside this fishbowl, he controls a lot. Yeah. Joey can do a lot, and I have nothing but mad respect for him. He's one of those ones that if you just put it out there, chances are he'll have 8 different creative ways to sell it to you.
Yeah.
On to this next match here. Match number 4. We had a match of one called Manders versus Gary J. Wow. A hard-hitting match here. Gary J with an amazing DDT on Manders to the floor. A beer magically exploded in a moment that I've never... Did you see that? Where they went to the floor? The beer fucking exploded in the fans' hands. And it like it was like a fountain. It like shot in a direct up in the air. And then
I think that's gonna be one of the ones when they play it back at the end of the year, like, oh my god moment. That's gonna be one of them, honestly.
Someone definitely got themselves in a video highlight down the road. It's just a matter of when.
For sure. Let me get some royalties someday whenever that physical library is sold, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say royalties. Oh man, royalties. That's a good one. The chops in this match were almost the stars. Manders with a lariat from his knees, and Gary answered with his own. Now, on paper, Manders could have killed this guy, but the story they told was more than I expected in a good way. This was the start of a solid work weekend for Gary J, especially at GCW. Manders sealed the deal with a double lariat and ended up taking the win here. What about this one, man?
So I think you said it perfectly with the story, but not even just this match. They did an excellent job all weekend of telling that story of Manders, right? Like, I don't want to skip ahead too much, but Sunday felt like it was set up for Manders, and they did a great job of building each show to that match. And I think this was another one where you said, like, on paper, when you see this match, Manders has a huge title match on Sunday. This should have been a squash, right? And this is no knock on Gary at all, because he's an excellent
none.
But on paper, Manders wins this match easily, and it was not that at all, which I was pleasantly surprised and welcomed. And listen, shout out to everyone at GCW, because again, this was it was such a short, I mean, they told the Manders and Atticus story for a while now, but this weekend, to me, sold the story so much more, and it just was a breath of fresh air to see when you don't see it too much independence, the story they told this weekend.
I'm falling more and more in love with Gary J and Anakin Murphy after this weekend. I was going to hold that till the very end, but let me tell you, I love when newer wrestlers grow on me, and it's not like either of them are newer, but in the GCW atmosphere, I consider a year or less newer to me. And everything they're doing is just making Unsigned and Don't Care even better. But what's interesting is it's adding so much more, and they say they don't care, but then here comes all this clout with them once they come through, the curtains. So I don't know. They make me smile, man. I'm really happy to see them. Like I said, this is the GCW story, watching people who you don't think would do what they did.
Yes, that's the perfect way to describe it. When you initially see them, you don't expect that out of them. And then when the bell rings, it's the complete opposite, and you're like, holy shit, like, these guys can go.
Next match, Vipress versus Allysin Kay. I wrote that everyone loves Vipress, but Allysin Kay, being the hometown favorite, was the story here. Now, after only one sequence, both rolled outside the ring and started throwing shit into the ring. We had doors, chairs, a staple gun, and ladders. Big points for Allysin Kay pouncing Vipress. Vipress stapling a pic of herself to Allison's butt. We had an unbreakable door. I would have maybe recommended lowering its angle or making a door bridge. Fans were actually saying door bridge mid-match. We had a machete. Again, I'm the whip here. I've never been a fan of sweaty hands and sharp objects. But great job by both women on the superplex. Why talents are grabbing their own glass, I'd love to know. Maybe they chose that, but the whole match came to a halt twice for them to go get glass, and maybe they were looking for the pop, but when you've been waiting for 15 seconds to know what the hell's going on, you're probably going to pop when something does happen. I mean, maybe that they're going for that, but honestly, it probably would have been better for the match flow to just let someone else bring out the glass for them, or even better, bring me the glass. And then people start cheering and out it comes, and then the audience builds. And
I didn't think about that at all, but now that you're saying it, that would make people pop more. Like, the people get on their feet and are like, well, what are they bringing out, right? Like, I agree with that there. And it's funny you mentioned the pounce, because that when she first set those chairs up, I'm like, what are we getting here, right? Because I'm like, there's no way you're like doing a move on that, because that extra chair was like way too high. But then when that spot happened, I was like, that was so different. I love that spot.
I didn't know that Allysin does a horror podcast. I'd say maybe go over to her page on Twitter there and check it out real quick, because I'm sure she has something over there that says where she does that. But I like horror. I like ghost stories and shit. So I don't know. Maybe that's something worth checking out sometime.
Yeah, I guess you're disappointed that my house isn't haunted now.
No, completely disappointed, honestly. I told myself a long time ago, if it wasn't for wrestling, I'd probably do some type of a like live paranormal podcast where we just have a story and just talk it out.
Really?
Oh God, yes. I'd have loved. I listen to the Y Files right now. Have you ever heard of that?
I haven't.
Bro, the Wi-Fi, WHY. So the Y Files. If anybody has a chance, definitely check that out. It is so cool. Basically, he takes a conspiracy theory or some kind of a weird story, and then he talks about it in full. But then at the end, like if there's anything worth debunking, he debunks it.
Mm.
So
yeah, I like that because I feel like there's too many ghost shows where they kind of like not exaggerate, but exaggerate a little bit, right? In terms of what they're seeing or what they're feeling. So I like when people are able to peel back the curtain and be like, listen, it's 100% or this is bullshit. I like that.
Yeah, so he'll be like, well, there's this story of this hunter who met two aliens in the he'll be like, well, the hunter wasn't even there in that, state at the time. His story is derived from someone else's story. You know what I mean? So they'll actually go through that. And they have a 24-hour like live stream that's constantly going also. So sometimes I'm falling asleep listening to stories about ghost stuff.
What a sicko. Like going to sleep to some of these horror stories.
You want to hear my favorite? Not my favorite, but my favorite. I was sleeping one night and I had a dream that I was in my backyard and I told my son, I'm like, what is that? And I saw this big fireball across the sky and I'm like, oh, we are so fucked. And it hit the moon and it completely exploded the moon. And in my head, I'm like, oh my God, what the hell is going to happen to our lives? You know what I mean? Because you're in a dream. So you think this is real. And I woke up and I was listening to the Y Files and they were talking about the idea that someone had that what would happen if a meteor or something struck our moon? What would happen to the earth? So it was, he basically went through the whole story as it's told. And then at the very end,
you're living it in your dream.
I lived and I saw what it would have been like to watch the moon completely explode in front of my eyes. That was fucking wild. And yeah, the ocean would go crazy.
There'd be no more tides. It would just take over the world.
We would be so fucked on so many levels. It was wild, but so I actually I learn now to listen to other stuff sometimes at night because like if I'm listening to a ghost story or something and I'm sleeping, I have a feeling it might be getting into my dreams.
Are you a fan of this show?
What show is that?
That's Vector Stranger Things.
It's blocked by, how it sometimes does the. Oh, nice. You're going to kill me. I loved the first season. Once I saw that shit was coming out of the sky, I'm like, that's too much for 8th graders. and I stopped. Like, cause for me, it's like Harry Potter. I like the first 3 or 4 movies. I didn't like 5 through 7 because I felt it was too grown up. And I was a big fan of them just being at their school and just dealing with problems.
Yeah, I get that. It got too intense.
That was the thing. Now my wife and my son, they're anything Stranger Things, they're watching it, they love it. For me, I was like, damn, this is like there is something in the sky that's as big as, and how are 8th graders who play Dungeons and Dragons gonna defeat them? Like, we don't have an army, like we don't have nukes. So I mean, that's when I went.
Ever get involved, right? You have this giant creature taking over a city, and
get
involved until the last 2 seasons,
right? So I mean, stuff like that was, I don't know. I've seen that with a lot of shows where season 2 or 3, I kind of lose. The writers lose the purpose of why they started, and then slither and represent. Are we going there? I'm a Hufflepuff. Do you know what your house is, Joe? This is wrestling talk, by the way.
I don't, but I am a Harry Potter fan. I think I've seen practically every one midnight release and stuff. So,
oh no shit.
When they still did midnight release, not that Thursday bullshit they do now.
All right, here. Match number 6. Teriyaki versus Joey Janela. Damn near a 17-minute match. I was secretly hoping Joey moved the fight to the disco floor like the old days. I also like the spot where Terry did one of Joey's moves into the ring. If you see, he kind of slipped through the second and third rope and did his little roll that he does on his entrance. I was seeing the glass wasn't swept up properly from the last match. So unfortunately, Joey and Terry were constantly rolling in glass. Worth mentioning. Overall, a good wrestling match. Winner here, Teriyaki with the surprise win. After 17 minutes, Teriyaki got that push, man. How you feeling? How do you think about this match?
I'm so excited for Teriyaki. This weekend was huge for him, top to bottom. This match, huge for him. He's been putting in the work. He's, started off in the scrambles and slowly works his way up to now getting to fight Joey in 17-minute match is huge. I was a little worried about the placement, right? That Vipress match was intense. Like it was a good match. And then looking at the rest of the card after this match, you knew the rest of the matches were also going to be hardcore-ish. And I was a little worried that we're going to get kind of lost in the shuffle with everything that happened before and then what was to come. But I think the fans really took to the wrestling of this match, and I was really happy to see that. I hate those wrestling chants, right? When we have a extended hold and stuff. To me, it's like, well, no shit. It's not all beating each other with tubes, right? Like there is going to be some actual moves, right? And so I'm glad the fans didn't pull that here. But I'm just so happy for Teriyaki. I think, he's done it the right way, and he's putting it, like you said, if you show out, you come, you show that energy, you will be rewarded. And this weekend was, I think, in a way, Brett showing the other younger guys, like, if you put in the work like this kid has done, the reward is there. I think this was kind of him showing them that. So I love it.
ZMZO said, I love the loops where they don't have another canvas and it's just soaked in juice. So do we, man. I love that stuff. Teriyaki, our winner. Now to match number 7. This was a tag team match. We had the Pillars versus Vandal 48. And in this situation, given for Christian's Christian situation, sorry, Otis and Atticus are Vandal 48 at this time, at least for the foreseen future. It was good seeing Otis back after his injury. Get well soon, Christian Napier. I enjoyed the Cleveland sucks chants. Max Recon was taken out by Otis at one point. Manders comes in and starts unloading on Otis. This was the build up to the match between Vandal 48 and Cowboy Way more than anything. Our winners were the Pillars, and our world champion and our former UV champion lost to the Detroit guys. Isn't that surprising?
It was surprising, but it helped build the rest of the story for the weekend. So I wasn't too disappointed with it. But it's funny you mentioned the Max Recon, because I feel like Otis was messing with this man all weekend. Like all weekend, he just had a vendetta out against him. I think finally on Sunday, like they actually mentioned it, talking about it. Like all weekend, it's been something. So it was funny you pointed that out there. But again, this was another solid match. I feel like you don't have it listed, but I feel like this match got a lot of time. Like if I'm not mistaken, it got.
Yes, but I didn't have. So there weren't any times listed, and I didn't stopwatch this.
Okay,
this
yeah,
show.
I think they definitely got over 10 minutes. I think, which, it was a nice length match. Again, like you said, weird that they had them lose, but it fit with everything else that happened throughout the weekend.
The Pillars would be a reputable tag team as tag champs. I'm going to put it there too. If GCW would use them a little more outside their territory, that would be something interesting. I think that Vendetta also has a ton of personality that fits right into GCW. So
let me ask you, because it's always a huge topic when it comes to him.
The
long sleeve t-shirts in the death match. Does that tick you off, or you hear about it a lot? Like they always like, and he kind of embraces it at this point, right? Like the shirts during the match. Are you impartial, or you don't care either way?
I honestly don't mind either way. Mostly because I don't know. I talk a lot about wrestling and I don't try to gatekeep, but at the same time, you know what I mean? But I feel like he's earned his stripes. I don't look at his long sleeves as I'm scared.
Yeah.
I look at it as he's making a choice to maybe not get a vein or two cut up. Because
Yeah,
I mean, even Murdoch is decked out from here to.
Yes. I also think at this point it became his thing, right? Like you see in the comments, his deathmatch shirts, right? Like,
yes,
I think it became just another way for him to get over with the crowd, right? Like, initially it might have been not something like you said he didn't want to get cut up, but now I think it's just something like you said he leaned into it now, right?
Yeah.
Another way to get over.
So outside of Detroit, do you think they're considered Danny's guys? Are these So that's what I'm thinking too, is I'm wondering if that's the situation, but I want to give them credit for like Switzerland straddling both sides of the fence and being able to work both ICW and GCW without any problems. I do like that. So, I mean, I could see where giving them tag team championships, I doubt it, but maybe they show up on ICW and probably not with the belts, but I do know that, you know, some wins would definitely make them look stronger at GCW and ICW. Oh, sorry, NHB now.
Yeah.
So,
That would be crazy if they showed up with those belts.
That would be different for sure. Again, little things like that. I wish we had more. I wish we had more play between companies, but you know, we let the fans play amongst each other. Something you said earlier too. I think it's because the deathmatch fan group is such a small group. We pick on each other like brothers and sisters.
Yes.
And I think that really, even though let's just say for round numbers, there's 1,000 of us. I think all the action is between about 15 people. You know what I mean? Like, I look at it that way.
That's fair.
And I don't mean that in a bad or good way. I'm just saying, looking at it from the outside, no dog in the game whatsoever. I think it's about 15 people like fucking with each other, and they have a healthy respect or disrespect for each other. And I have a feeling they wake up every day and it gets their heart pumping a little more. And you know,
I agree with I agree with everything up until the point where you said a healthy respect, because point, some of this stuff has gone overboard.
Yes, over the years, some things definitely has went a little wild, and we've had to. Not we. I'm a listener.
I just sit back and read the comment. Like that popcorn meme of Big E eating popcorn. I'm just sitting there, enjoying my tea.
I mean, just legit. Everybody kind of knows by now. Like, I'm a family guy. You're a family guy. I don't get into that because I'm working.
Yeah,
like, I'm constantly working, and to find 20 hours a week to put together a show, 15 to 18 hours a week, we'll say, I just don't have time to get on there and see what anybody. And I can't. It's nothing personal because I don't know these guys personally. So you know, I've learned to stay away from the trouble. And for 4 years, our noses have been clean because of it.
Yeah, I mean, you see a guy like Bear, who's in TNA, right? TNA Tag Team Champion. He's talking about it, right? Like, it's clearly an issue that needs to be addressed and resolved ASAP.
Yeah, look at this one. Personally, I'd rather see him at GCW. I don't mind either way. I watch. Again, we're on the GCW. I watch NHB and I watch GCW. Those are my two main that I like to enjoy.
Yeah.
Another reason why we had DeMonto on here. Not only is he one of the OGs of GCW from the fucking beginning, but I enjoy his show. And I think what he's doing is trying to be a little more universal. He does want to work with GCW. So, you know, Ms. SJ, thank you so much. It's appreciated. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. You don't have to, but thank you. There we go. Let's see here. If there were 10,000 wrestling fans, about 1,000 are deathmatch fans and like 50 are fighting. That's about right.
That's about accurate.
Closer than it should be to accurate. Let me tell you that much right now. Anything else on this match before we moved on?
No, I think, again, I'm going to beat a dead horse here, but the story they told, props all around to everyone.
All right, into our next match. This is a GCW Ultra Violent Championship death match. It was between Matt Tremont and Anakin Murphy. I wrote that we have chairs, doors, gussets, and thumbtacks. This match here was good. The tack spot at the end was very cool. This was about Anakin taking punishment and getting the blessing to get into TOS. Plain and simple. Our winner here was Matt Tremont. He retains the GCW Ultraviolet Championship. And at the end, Matt put over Anakin on the mic and announced him as our 8th and final competitor. What were your thoughts on this one, man?
There was a spot right after the match when Tremont got on the mic and said, "Whoever fucking booed me,
Yes,
this ring," which to me was like a little shocking because Tremont's always like so laid back. Like, I really wonder what was said or done during the match to him that caused him to react like that, because it was different, right? It was different Tremont that I didn't see before. Going into this, never would have predicted him as the 8th. After this weekend, I'm like, can't wait to fucking see him as the 8th. But this match had it all. And again, you know what you're getting with Tremont in a death match. It's going to be a well put together match, not just spots because of the sake of spots. And that's why he's Mount Rushmore of deathmatch wrestling. But Anakin, another one of those young guys who, again, keep showing up, keep showing out. The fans are going to react to you, and you're going to become a regular in GCW.
There's not a single person that could call Matt Tremont selfish in the ring.
No.
I just don't see it in the ring at all.
Nope.
On to our main event. It was a death match. John Wayne Murdoch versus freaking Slade. I think Slade was put over a little more than Anakin, but that's the main event for you. I don't think Anakin needed more, though. And in comparison, this match really did feel like being on another level. It was interesting. The glass was everywhere. It was a quick and bloody main event. Our winner in this one, John Wayne Murdoch. I wrote here that both walked off brutalized. It was also a little bit of an odd and quick ending. I almost wondered if someone got injured or if they, made a call halfway through and said, okay, we should stop here.
I'm glad you said that, because I felt the same thing watching the show. Like the way it just ended with Slade still in the ring and John Wayne walking to the back, and it just abruptly ended.
Yeah.
Just overall, it just felt like, I don't know if something, like you said, something happened or what, but it did feel very odd. But damn, that one spot where Slade's kind of just kneeling against the ropes and John Wayne just grabbing tube after tube and just decking him with it, that to me was one of the best spots of the weekend. And Slade just took it all. And I was like, I think I actually said at one point, like, holy shit, this is wild. Wish it was a little longer. I'm interested to see if something happened here, but hell of a main event for even how short it was. I absolutely loved this match.
Yeah. Patty Cake said, look brutal. Yeah, it's I didn't know Brett was ringside.
Have you heard anything?
Say it again.
You haven't heard anything about this?
I generally don't ask on the nuts and bolts too often unless it's something huge. And I'm like, okay, I gotta know.
Yeah.
If he's ringside, it's generally because he needs to say something important. Someone's not listening. It could be dangerous. He may have told them not to go into the crowd and they went into the crowd. So there's always a reason he may come down to the ring. And usually it's either extremely dangerous or someone needs to listen.
There we go. There's the answer.
Maybe. You know what I mean? I don't know.
No, right there in the chat.
Oh, he cut his hand. I didn't know that. Oh, thank you, Machete. I had no idea. Seriously, thank you.
Which would explain
why
he was the first, even after the win, he was the first one out of the ring and headed straight to the back.
Yeah. So he must have just seen and went, fuck.
Yeah.
This isn't, I need more than taping it up.
Yeah. I think there was a spot in the match too where Slade took a pretty gnarly headshot. I forget what it was from. And I think he thought he was cut pretty bad because he points to his head and goes like this at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Where I think he thought he needed to be taped up or something. Which was pretty interesting to see also.
Actually, I need to talk with maybe Joe or someone about that. I do need to call. I need to create a GCW Discord. A Discord for Game Changer World. I haven't done that yet, and I'm not Mr. Wonderful at that, and I'm sure it's not hard. But I do want to talk about that with you, Joe, when we get a chance, because I think that's something that does need to be done. And others have asked about it, not just Valhalla. So.
Yeah, I mean, I've dabbled in Discord, especially more this year, so I can definitely help look into possibly getting that set up.
Yeah, I'll look and see what can be done. If anybody wants to kind of just even put in chat what benefits it could have, I'd like to know that, because if that's the case, then I would like to do more. Whatever that more is, if it benefits all of us, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's see here. You want to see after the show, he had to bail and get it cleaned up. Yeah, so Murdoch really did have issues. I saw that someone wanted to give thanks. Thank you. Let's see. I'm glad we always get hardcore and deathmatch shows and they end with a crazy. Yeah. I do like that they really throw those benefits. I mean, benefits. What benefits beyond Twitter? I'm reading at the same time as talking, so I said benefits. Boy, are we having fun here. So basically, that was GCW's Guilty Conscience from Harpo's in Detroit, Michigan. Okay, quick question, Joe. Do we need to take a 3-minute break right here? Do you want to keep moving? How would you prefer?
Take a break, run to the bathroom, grab a drink, and then we'll come back and let's power through these next 2 shows.
I think that's a good idea. We're damn near 2 hours in, and we only got through show 1. However, I don't know if you've noticed, Joe, but since we talk so much on the front end, the second half of the show goes a little quicker because,
yes,
like if we're talking about Anakin, we've already said what we need to about Anakin, so it kind of.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
All right, cool. So we're gonna do the 3-minute halftime cookie. We will see you guys back here shortly. If the halftime cookie will play. Didn't want to work. I was reading the messages here about Discord. I think we do need to figure out a little something. It would be fun just to have another way for everybody to kind of get together and talk shit. So
yeah, I think it would be great also like during actual events, like being able to like hear the fans' opinions and stuff like that would be cool to also.
I thought about doing watch-alongs for the longest time, but I'm busy on Saturday, so I'm kind of not able to. Otherwise, I really considered hosting like a just fans getting in one room and bullshitting while we watch together. Yep, having live watch-alongs. Went for it.
Sorry, that comment by Clown threw me off a little, so I was taken back a little second.
Went to sign up to Discord once they wanted my phone number, and we aren't dating, so I passed. I get that. Actually, I get that a lot.
That's the only drawback. I think Discord needs a number to sign up.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
Okay. Well, hopefully you start dating. Hope you start dating, Clown, because if we do make one, you're going to be one of the first people to know what's going on. So we'll see. All right, let's get into Gateway to the Death 3 from Pop's Nightclub in Sauget, Illinois. Enthusiastic fans, I noticed the ring was off-centered, and I'm not sure if there's a reason. If you're still in here, Ash, could you let us know? I did find that interesting that the ring was like off and to the left of the stage instead of dead on, and there's always reasons. So kind of curious.
Now I gotta make him go back and watch it after the show's done.
Yeah, it's weird. You see it right on the beginning, so it's not like it's anything, different. It's just
now when you say off center, is it off center from the hard camera or the stage overall?
The entire ring is off center from where it normally would be in the center of the stage area.
Okay.
And so the hard cam is directly on. So basically everything looks shifted to the left by about 25 feet. It's different.
Okay, I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah. Our first match was a 6-way scramble. We had Teriyaki, Hunter Drake, Gavin Ash, Juni Underwood, Logan Cavazos, and Victor Analog. Victor came out with a TV on his head. Yes, he did that. I thought it was funny. I get it. It was definitely a local guy thing, and he had some fans there. Victor Analog. Yeah.
So I get it, but
I would almost introduce him like Kennedy. I'd be like, Victor Analog. Analog.
yeah.
I wrote here Hunter's getting beefed out and he's looking great. That was something I talked about with Hunter for the longest time. I said he was small and he was skinny, but he was tall. I said he was skinny, but he was tall. And I'd said I'd seen Jordan Oliver also have that same body and then bulk up and his shoulders widen out. And I thought I'd see the same thing with Hunter. So for a long time, I was pushing. I'm like, dude, if Hunter gets beefed up, he's going to look great. He's got a good face. He's got good height. And he's doing that now. And he looks good. Oh, we already have a confirmation from Ash. He said, same for the overhead lights already installed from the ceiling. They're not directly lined up with the stage. No shit. Oh, thank you, Ash. This is lovely. It's nice that we had that right there of an answer. John and Joe, quick question for y'all. GCW show at the ECW arena. Were you surprised Brett didn't bring in former ECW stars to appear at the show or have a match? We've had ECW people come in before for matches like Tommy Dreamer and whatnot. They haven't always been great stellar matches. It's been like, hey, Tommy Dreamer's here. Rhino still delivers. I do know that. I've seen him do a couple matches. Even now, he went ECW style out here in Las Vegas and was all over the venue. No, I wasn't disappointed. I really was hoping a couple more old school would have showed up for the Sandman's last match. But at 2300 Arena, I'm a nostalgia guy. It would have been nice, but I wasn't surprised, so to speak.
See, I think people tend to forget, like, yes, it's the ECW arena, but it was also the CZW arena, right? For a while there.
Yeah.
And Brett laid hard into that, right? The OGs versus the new blood and stuff like that. The Ruckus introduction, you had like Zandig and stuff like that. Homicide, like all those guys. Like, I think he laid hard into that more than he laid hard into the ECW guys, which was cool for me to say.
I agree. Let's see here. Logan's been putting in work and he's done well in scrambles. I would keep him there for right now, but I see him slowly moving forward. Same thing with Teriyaki. When it came to matches, it was a slow burn. Scrambles, then more scrambles, then eventually tag kind of started working in through like New South tags. but he's grown, and I could see Logan doing the same. Skinny, but great length. If he works on his body as he matures over the years, he's going to look great. I'll be interested. Gavin, also, I laughed that Gavin used Max Recon for assistance on his dive off the top rope, and they damn near didn't connect for a minute. But night 2, Gavin used Max Recon again and actually did one hell of a move. So our winner on this one, Teriyaki. What'd you thought on this match?
So I think we spent so much time talking about the youth movement on the deathmatch side, but this match here again showed a lot of these guys have become seen more and more in GCW over the past couple months, and this kind of shows you the youth movement from not just the deathmatch side, and showed the up and comers. And it's funny you mentioned that Hunter Drake and beefing up, because there was one point in the match, I think he was standing on somebody's back and he did a move, and they said, what is he about to do? And they said his name. I was like, that's not Hunter Drake. Like, who is that, right? And then when you look closer, I was like, holy shit, that is Hunter Drake. And he does look incredible, which was really cool to see. But yeah, I think the sky's the limit for him, like you said. He keeps putting in that work. Like you talk about IC title in GCW, he's one of the first in line, I think, that belt was to ever come into fruition.
Oh, bro, if they work him more at GCW, he'd be one of the first in line, I think, when it comes to hot young talents that need to move up the charts and get rolling. And yeah, that push would do wonders for him.
Yep, I agree 100%. And he looks great. He's always had it in the ring, and everything is starting to come together for him, and it's really, really cool to see.
All right, on to match number 2. Nixi XS versus Shazza McKenzie. Solid match. They sold some drama between each other. That worked well for their storytelling. I'm happy to see Nixi move up to GCW TV. Let's see if her personality will connect with the GCW audience. I do think there's a promise, especially as a heel. If she can talk, give her short backstage mic time, maybe 5 to 10 seconds, just to kind of get her attitude out there, and I think she'll fly. Shazza, I haven't seen her in a long time. I do want to say welcome back to GCW. Our winner in this one, Nixi XS. Thoughts on this match?
Yeah, we seen Nixi a couple weeks ago at JCW. Such an interesting character, such a different look than anything we've seen recently. I do agree with what you're saying about the backstage segments, just to kind of maybe get who she is across and why she dresses the way she does. I think would go a long way to get the fans behind her. But I did like the drama. Are these, again, I'm not too familiar with Nixi outside of GCW, but did they have like beef outside of GCW, these two? Like, were these a feud before this? Because it seemed like there was some tension before the match even started that kind of like carried into this match. I wasn't sure if that was something I was picking up on there, but again, I like this character. I think it's very interesting. And if we can maybe, like I said, know the story behind the character a little more, I think that would go a long way at getting the fans behind or against whatever direction they may go.
I also want to let everyone to know in chat, for some reason, StreamYard's being a little weird. So I click on something and then the message comes up seconds later. So that also happened as I tried to do our little 3-minute halftime cookie. So I am getting a little slow response here and there on StreamYard's side. I want to tell everybody apologies if your message seems important and didn't come up. Chances are I tried. All right, on to our third match, Vipress versus Jimmy Lloyd. I wrote that the push of Vipress continues as she still works through the ranks. I think Jimmy is back in rotation. We had doors, a door bridge, and chairs. There was a nasty tornado DDT by Vipress. Jimmy used a Findlay roll on Vipress and broke the door bridge. Minutes later, hit a package pile driver through chairs. Vipress hit a sunset bomb from the top turnbuckle through a door bridge and covered Jimmy 4-3. Our winner in this one, Vipress. How did you feel about the match here between Jimmy and Vipress?
Vipress. That's all I can say, right? Like, we've been talking about it for the past month that I've been on the show. Like, the push is real. I don't know. I really think this chick is winning TOS. Like, I just... what we've seen in the past month from her and Brett with the booking of her, to me, it's just like, if she doesn't win, she's losing in the finals. That's, I think at this point, not exaggeration to say.
Nope.
Again, can't echo this enough. Jimmy Lloyd, it's great to see him back more and more often. You don't get a bad Jimmy Lloyd match. So again, solid all around, but Vipress.
I have a conversation for another day there. Just because of time, I won't get into it now, but I do have an interest in how GCW likes to always have like a deathmatch chick. And I wish they had more than one, but I feel like that's what we have here is this is our next deathmatch chick. Like we had a Maki Ito and we had all these others kind of come through. And I think this is our next one. And I think she's going to do freaking awesome. And I said it before. I like how Vipress slowly got into deathmatch instead of just balls to the wall going nuts. There was a pane of glass in this match, or there was a couple chairs, and then it just went fucking crazy after that. Let's go into match number 4: Gary J versus Mad Dog Connelly. Mad Dog's getting enough of a reputation that fans are now encouraged by seeing him. Gary J has a solid following at GCW for sure. Speaking of moving from JCW to GCW, welcome Mad Dog Connelly. This was his debut at GCW if you don't count Effie's Big Gay Brunch 11. Mad Dog started hot with a tope to Gary on entrance, and I think that was the best way to say hello to the GCW fans. They fought around the ring and eventually into the crowd. A big chop battle ensued. Connelly got dropped into the corner, and Gary F and J chants were heard. Mad Dog with some impressive suplexes, very much a strong man's match. Our winner in this one was Gary J. Thoughts on this one?
The result shocked me. I don't know how you felt about that, but I felt like they've put a lot of work with Mad Dog in JCW. See him now in the first GCW match. I was expecting high things from him. And again, a loss isn't the end of the world, but I just thought his first match, he was getting the win. But I love Mad Dog. I think his gimmick, just the plain tights with the boots. I just love everything about the way he carries himself and stuff. And I think big things are happening here. And maybe it was just a matter of giving Gary that win after the night before and the great match, but I was a little shocked. I don't know how you felt about
that. These are two guys that are getting pushed at the same time. So, I mean, for me, all I want is a hard-hitting match and give me a little more than 10 minutes, and I felt that's kind of what they did here. Man, they're booking both of them so strong that I'm just kind of enjoying it right now. Mad Dog has this anger to him that comes out in his promos, and it's old school, and I like it a lot.
Yes.
So, I mean, there's huge benefits to having each of them in that ring, and I think Brett's been really good at making sure that this one here, they really did mix well together.
Yeah, you knew this match was going to be intense. The start of the match, Gary didn't even get the entrance out, and he's getting taken out. So, again, I love Mad Dog, but yeah, I mean, the crowd took to Gary, right? So let the crowd be happy.
All right, on to our next. We're flowing now, see? On to our next match. This is a tag team match. We have the team of Bear Bronson and Slade versus Bang and Matthews. Oh, boy. Slade wanted to take Bang and Matthews 1-on-2. And that's when Bear's music hits, and the place went wild. Hopefully, everyone saw our interview last week. I'll just say it right now. That was an extremely popular interview, and we put a lot of work into it. So for those of you who did check in on it and listen to it, thank you so much. Sincerely, that was a lot from Bear and from us, and all donated time. So thank you so much for that, Bear. Game Changer World podcast is needed immediately as the action spills all over the arena. This style of wrestling is what I feel GCW fans especially love. There were chairs, doors, all kinds of weaponry used. Bang got knocked off the top turnbuckle and threw a door bridge on the floor. A ton of well-placed 2 counts made this story fun. Bang and Matthews used a ton of team moves, and I couldn't think of a team with more than them. Slade with the chair shot on Bang during Spears Tower was also a sweet move. Our winner in this one, Bear Bronson and Slade. And I wrote here that good seeing Bang and Matthews get their applause. Bear looks in the camera and says, I love GCW. How do you feel about this match?
See, again, to start this, I don't want to act like I'm taking away from anybody. I think Bang and Matthews are two of the best independent tag teams in the world today. but I was so surprised with how much offense they got in on this match. I for sure, once Barrett came out, thought it was going to be a squash, and it was so much more than that. There was at one point in time where I legitimately thought they were going to win the match. I was like, okay, after last night and then tonight, Brett sees these guys, the guys he can push in the tag team division.
Young guys.
Yes, and I thought having them win here was like their welcome to the tag team division. But they showed out so much in this match, and I was so impressed by them, even more than I already was. Hell of a match. I argue one of the better tag matches I've seen in a long time because the styles were so friggin' different, and it blended so well. It was just hard to explain. It was just chemistry that you didn't think these four guys would have that they did. And it was a great match to watch.
I was just looking at Keel, who is somebody that was on Twitter, and they just said they're listening for the first time and they appreciate our knowledge. I want to say thank you so much for that. We pride ourselves on trying to get the most knowledgeable fans and hosts that we can find. So I greatly appreciate it. And also, welcome to the fucking family, bro. We're usually doing this every Monday, 9 p.m., 6 p.m. Sometimes we do it on a Tuesday or Wednesday, only if there's a special occasion. On January, I just locked in an interview today. It's going to be for June 16th. So 1 month from now, that's on a Tuesday. So every now and then we get a Tuesday, but that's because these wrestlers are working their asses off, and sometimes they're not available on the day that our show goes on the air. So
get it after a long travel weekend.
There you are right there, Valhalla. So if you guys get a chance, welcome him in here because he'll find out very quickly. A lot of the names you see in here are going to be a lot of the names you're going to see for the next couple months. A lot of us are friends in here. It is a circle. If you wanted to meet friends, or if you wanted to meet some people who love exactly what the fuck you love, they're in here. This is a family. So
for the first time he watched the show, he very, very active in the chat. So thanks for helping keep the conversation rolling.
Hell yeah. Yep. There we go. Everybody's welcome here. You're damn right. Everybody and all opinions. We understand we're all fans, unless you're saying, well, fuck this, fuck that. But I mean, if you're a fan and you have a valid opinion, we've done everything we can to make sure that all opinions are heard, whether we agree with them or not. We respect it.
I think you told me early on too, we keep anything political out of this in the chat. Also, we avoid that.
I'm not smart enough for that shit. I know wrestling, so we just never did anything divisive. Yeah. And I'm happy we have stayed away from that. I'm really happy we have.
I agree.
I think one of the benefits of our podcast is the fact that we stick to the podcast.
Yeah.
Like we stick to the wrestling subject, even though we really have went into 100 different directions tonight, but we're dudes having fun. So.
It was wrestling centric, right? It was
kind of. We did all right.
Yeah. I mean, the moon blowing up and my dreams and stuff weren't, but it was wrestling-ish.
Hey man, like I said, you're going to see like everybody's just friendly. Everybody talks. This is a GCW show, but this is still GCW fans doing their thing. So, you know,
at the heart, that's what we are, right? At the heart of it, we were GCW fans first.
Yeah.
Then
I'll out there. I was seriously inspired. I was ready to be done with wrestling. And here came along something that reminded me of something I used to really love. And then I saw, like I said, my family, and it was inspiring. And I felt like I can't do flips. You know, I can't, my neck is screwed up. I have one kidney. Like I can't do a bunch of shit, but this is how I can give back after all those years sitting on my rug as a kid. This is how I wanted to give back to wrestling. So
yeah,
now we know, I guess.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I was ready to be done at wrestling, and then pandemic hit. GCW running those shows still, and then even ICW running those shows, you know, and kind of the birth of that helped me through the pandemic. And honestly, it's one of the reasons I'm still here today, if I'm being honest with you, because there were some dark times when that pandemic first hit, and wrestling helped me through it. So I'm in the same boat there, man.
I'll put it this way, and nice and simple. That fucking pressure from COVID was really rough. I work in the medical field. Like my father-in-law's in his 70s. My son is a big boy. My wife is post-cancer. I'm post-cancer. That shit was nerve-wracking when we're dealing with patients every day. and they're coughing and they're sneezing, and some of them would fight with us. Like, I'm not going to do this. I'm like, man, just let's just get you through the process and get you out of here. It's all good, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm really happy that's over with, but I'm just going to give my opinion. I really do think that COVID situation really harmed a lot of people in 100 different ways. Be it loss of life, be it loss of friends, social skills for a lot of kids went down the tubes, and that's very sad. That's actually the most we maybe talked outside of wrestling.
But like I said, I only brought it up because wrestling really helped me through that dark time. And
yeah.
You know, without, I don't know, that's not me bullshitting. Without that, and also the birth of my daughter, I don't know, I would still be here today. Like, I'm being 100% honest.
Yeah. Well, we're happy you made it. I need someone on Monday with me. No, man, it's good that you're here, and we're very happy that you're still sitting here kicking and smiling.
Yeah.
I think your kids would have preferred it that way.
Yeah. No, listen, that's the only, like I said, that's one of the two things that kept me holding on.
That's the good stuff, dude.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Okay, on to Sicko the Clown versus Joey Janela. This was our 6th match. Sicko got injured early in the match. He had actually dove to the outside, and it looks like his quad had hit Joey's shoulder. And you could actually see for a good chunk of that match, he was favoring that leg for a while. So chances are he has one hell of a bruise. There were a couple wild spots. That suplex off the top of the ladder was insane. Our winner in this one, Sicko the Clown. What are your thoughts on this one?
That leg injury early had me in shambles, I'm not going to lie, because I'm like, we're 2 weeks away from TOS. I really feel like TOS is going to be little Sicko the Clown, whatever he's officially going by now. Like, this is going to be one of his coming out parties, like nationally, like everyone's going to see, like, he's so much more than just a face paint. Like, this man is a good wrestler. This match showed it a lot. Like there was one sequence where he hit a drop kick, and I'm like, yo, Sicko is so much more than just like a guy who does high flying, right? Like, he can go. Like, he was impressed me so much in this match. But it looks like he's going to be okay, which I'm very happy to see, because I can't wait to see the wild shit he's going to do at that terminal.
For sure, man. Oh, I wanted to mention, first of all, I wanted to mention, since you're new in here, Valhalla and Patty Cake semi-new, normally we're more in depth with our matches and tearing apart everything. However, there's 27 matches to go through and we're talkers. And we also had a ton of shit to do this weekend between both of us. So we're getting it through one way or another. I wanted to just say great promo for one called Manders, if anybody had a chance to see that. I love the build going all the way through till that last match of the weekend.
You mean the video package with the trailer and stuff?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was badass.
It's kind of like that rustic feel, right? Like, it had that like Western feel to it.
It felt like you're talking to a dude from Iowa, and he's sitting outside his trailer drinking a beer in his lawn chair, and he's telling you, you're in my neck of the woods now, son. And I think that's exactly what it felt like, was you're now in my neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Come on through. You know, anytime you want to, come on through.
Everyone likes to call real quick, guys. Real quick before you connect match. Everyone likes to like say where GCW is. Isn't it Indies? Is it not? Right. The one thing I can say without a doubt that is not on the indie level is GCW video package. Some of the best video packages in all of wrestling, regardless of WWE, AEW, TNA. GCW puts out some of the best video packages in wrestling, period.
Thank you, Ivan. That's Ivan out there whooping ass on those, man. That's our dude, and I say it 100 times. That's the guy who put our intro together every single time. I dial him up, and I'm like, Ivan, do your magic, bro. Whatever you got for me. He's like, what do you want? I'm like, whatever you can give me in 2 handfuls, sir. And that's how he does it.
He kills it. He absolutely kills it.
All right. On to our next match. This was a tag team match. Cowboy Way versus Vandal 48. There was fighting around the ring early. Game Changer World split screen brought us all the action. Eventually, we had tag rules, but it took 3-4 minutes to get into that. Vandal constantly working Manders' right arm throughout this match. Manders was ganged up on a lot. I do wish Shire was involved more, but that's the story, because they were trying to weaken Manders for his match against Atticus that next night in the main event. Vandal decides they'll try to break his arm, but instead broke his wrist. Our winner here was the Cowboy Way magically, but I want to ask you, was his wrist broke or injured seriously, or do you feel that was just a good rap job because he had a cast?
I mean, again, peel back the curtain. I don't know if he would have fought the next night if it was truly broken, but again, I don't know how to word it, but like, you know what I mean? You let yourself believe that to enjoy the match even more. And you said, I love the stories that were being told here. It flowed so well, right? And to me, this felt like old school wrestling, right? You find a spot you want to work on, you work on that the whole match, and that's what happened here, and I love that.
I want to go back up here for a second, just because. Joe, question for you, man. I'm an Atticus Kogar fan, and I don't understand the hate this man gets. He's the realest motherfucker I've seen in a long time, and his promo and in-ring work is the best I've seen in a long time. I think that's because you and him are both Atticus fans.
Oh yeah, I love Atticus, and I think that's why he does get the hate, right? It's because he is, this is who I am, take it or leave it, right? He's not someone who changes who he is to get fans to like him or hate him, you know, in that heel aspect. This is who he is, like it or fuck off, right? That's pretty much who he is, and that's why I think he gets so much heat.
Thank you, ZMZL. That let us know what's going on. Again, we had a busy weekend. Normally we're on top of all of this. But that's also why we have the best freaking chat out there. There's that Ohio-Iowa thing going on. We sound too close alike as states, and that causes a rivalry. I will say though, Manders was on that Iowa team that handed Ohio State their one loss. So that motherfucker was on that team.
Yeah.
Anyway, son of a bitch. All right. No, I love anybody who knows Manders is a friend of the show, and we love him. But no, honestly, I do give him shit about the Iowa thing all the time, and he likes to mention fuck Ohio State.
Well, listen, being a Eagles fan, right? Like, I absolutely love Iowa because they gave us Cooper DeJean, right? So thanks, Iowa, for that.
Oh, I'll get a signed football from Manders. That's an idea. I wonder if he has. I'm sure he has like one, like his Iowa ball, or you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to take his one, but if he had two balls, I'm just kidding. Hell yeah.
He's talking about football, everybody. He's talking about football.
Oh, man. All right. So after this match, Atticus has a taser. They eventually injure Manders' wrist. The locker room comes out to help him. Everyone is helping Manders out in the ring, and you can hear him screaming in pain. And as he's screaming in pain, way in the distance, you can hear the zzz, zzz of Atticus's taser going off in the background. Cowboy Way also, let's not bury this one real quick. Cowboy Way just beat the GCW World Champion and the former UV Champion. So just kind of putting this all together, Vandal just lost back-to-back matches this weekend, and the story should be they're unstoppable. So I want to ask then, is the writing on the wall for a new GCW champion if the booking won't support the champion's strength?
See, I think it does the reverse. I think both times they lost because they were looking Manders and looking to hurt him and take him out. I think it shows that Vandal 48 and Atticus are willing to take losses in non-title matches to go that extra.
Eyes on the prize.
Yes, and hurt Manders. You know, they didn't care about the win because their only goal was to hurt Manders so that he couldn't be 100% for that championship match. But I think it actually makes them look even more unstoppable now because they're a coherent unit who only cares about keeping that title.
You know, if Atticus does a little promo where he says we pick and choose our spots, we don't give a shit if we lost two, we won the big one, is probably a good thing to tell everybody, because then when they do lose the battle, we understand they're trying to win the war.
Yeah, I think it really makes him look even stronger as a champion. Where, like, you know, you see a lot like in championship matches, like champion get DQ because even though he lost the match, he keeps the belt, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think it's one of those situations.
We'll see what happens here, but if
But
he had
so
a
let me ask you
promo,
this then. So
yes, sir.
Manders seems like whether that injury is going to be something they play out and like keep him off a little bit or not. But who then? Who would you say could take that belt?
Bear. I want Bear. You're gonna hate hearing me say this until it happens. I really do think Bear is probably the most complete wrestler we have all around. I do have a plan in my head down the road. I would like to see Atticus and KJ Orso. I think that they have similar. They have a lot of similarities, and I would like to see somebody who's cerebral go against someone who is also slightly cerebral.
I would love Bear as GCW champion, but do you think there's any drawback in terms of like there is some bookings that he won't be able to make because of TNA? Case in point, TOS and COS weekend. Do you think that makes Brett a little bit unsure or hesitant at all?
I would love to know what makes him not put the belt on him right now. I don't honestly know. I don't honestly know, man. Every now and then you'll hit me with a question.
That's the only reason why I think he's not champion as of yet is because he is signed, and I think maybe there's, obviously TNA is going to come first, regardless if he's GCW champion or not.
Yeah.
So there might be some big events that he won't be able to make, and it's a bad look when your champion isn't on the show.
I could see that, especially since GCW tends to always have fighting champions.
Yeah.
You look at Masha, you look at Blake Christian, you look at Effie, you look at Mance Warner, you look at all, Tremont. You look at all of these champions we've had in the last couple years, and we tend to have long-term champions and we tend to have fighting champions.
Yep.
And I still feel like we haven't had that as much in the last 6 months, but generally if we have a champion, they're going to be on the show. And at the independent level, especially when you're traveling, I think you have to have that. Yeah. If you go to Iowa and only one of your champions, I don't know. John Moxley. I have begged that if there's anybody for Moxley to face at GCW in the last couple years, if it isn't Cardona and he's gone, it would be Bear. I do know that Moxley's a big boy, so he may eclipse a lot of our wrestlers size-wise, and that would make us look bad.
Well, last week echoed that even more for me, that story Bear was telling us. I'm like, this match needs to happen now.
Yeah.
GCW, where there's no, I'm not saying there's training wheels in other companies, but GCW allows the guys to wrestle how they want. And I would love to see that after the stories that were told last week.
And Moxley just took a booking at Wrestling Revolver. So, I mean, there is an opportunity out there, maybe. But yeah, Mox versus Mox. Are you thinking maybe Mox versus Bear? Man, I don't know. I feel like that's the one. And then after hearing that story, Joe.
Yeah.
I felt that was an idea worth passing along. I thought that was really
shot
cool.
To my heart a little bit when he told that story last week. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm. Well, he said, yeah, it's a typo.
Listen, he was hyped for the match. You know what I mean? His fingers were going faster than his brain.
Hey, man, you hear a match like Mox and Bear, you should be excited. Yeah. So here's something that was interesting was that when I heard that Bear versus MJF wasn't going to happen, my mind exploded with how many other matchups could happen if we could get MJF here. We could get most of these guys here. MJF was also a former GCW talent. So, I mean, if we can get MJF, how could we not get Moxley back?
One of the best matches, not matches, but like build-ups ever was Lost in New York. Joey Janela Lost in New York when it was MJF versus Nate Webb. And leading up that whole intro was him walking through New York and he's teenage dirtbag playing the whole time. And then Weezer's actually played Nate Webb out at the show, which was so cool to see. But yeah, I agree with you there. That was a shot. I wish whoever spilled those beans wouldn't have said shit, because like then it's like, god damn, like I want that match now, right? And like said, like it was a tease a little bit, and then takes your brain, like you said. Well, what else? Did we miss? My brain was going, what else did we miss out on? That wasn't spilled.
I literally wrote online, I'm sick to my stomach, and then posted that news about MJF and shit. I don't know who busted that story out, but I wish it didn't get out.
Yeah, I agree.
This is coming from fans who want to know everything. I almost don't want to know that was a possibility because that got my hopes up to here. Like,
especially for AC, I would have been able to be there for that match. Ugh. Ugh.
Yeah. So a cluster run up. That would have been kind of fun. My idea for winning the clusterfuck this year, I thought since it's in Las Vegas, it should have been what's his name? How did it just skip me? Chris Bay. I thought it would have been cool to have Chris Bay win it because all he'd have to do is just pull down a rope.
Yeah.
You know, pull down the rope, let the person go over. Chris Bay wins clusterfuck in Las Vegas.
Such a cool moment. Such a cool moment that would have
fought for it. Fought for it hard. I don't know. See, this is the other thing too. I swear to God, we could have had enough podcasters that if SRS and Shithead were not Shithead, I just can't think of his name. If they were fighting, we had enough to where we could have had GCW podcasters damn near on every side of the ring. Why SRS was fighting in there with Alvarez.
Yeah. That
would have made for something very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went online and said that I would have stretched them both.
I think they're both trained though, right? They're both trained.
I believe they're both trained. They are definitely trained more than I am. I've been minimally trained. But no, seriously, I've been minimally trained. They definitely have been trained more than I have. So, I mean, on my end, I would have just had to take in a shot somewhere and just went down. I have too much respect for
guys, right?
Yeah, there we go. Alvarez, Reed. It's possible. Alvarez might take me.
Can't teach size though, John.
That's true. Can't teach size. Can't teach heart. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you can't. What was that whole the fight in the dog versus the dog in the fight?
Yeah, I mean, and you definitely tower over Alvarez.
Yeah, but Alvarez might smoke me though. So here's the thing: I'm good for about 15 seconds, then I get winded. So if he can just, you know, fight me off for about 20 seconds, they're like, okay, fat guy's gassed. I'm gonna get him now. Then he can just tee off on me. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not the fighting type.
I feel you there. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Oh, listen to you. There we go. Let's see if we. Oh man, let me see. I don't have anything for that. I was gonna do the. Let's see what else we got here. Breaking
news. Joe's a lover, not a fighter.
Lover, yeah, we got sound effects we never use for a good reason here, but yeah. Actually, funny thing, Big John's actually a nickname I have, so that's kind of hilarious.
That's a great comment. He's Big John. You can't teach that.
Alvarez is a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Yeah, I respect that. That's training that I do not have. And
what he's saying is just keep it on the feet and you'll be okay.
I think that's pretty much it. I'm just going to have to let him come to me, though. I am not chasing him. He's definitely faster, stronger, smarter than I am. Alvarez is the only dirt sheet whose opinion means anything to me because he's actually the buzz. Let me tell you right now, boy, would I love to be in those atmosphere of all those important podcasters. But I feel like what we do down here is under the radar and highly. I don't think many know about us as much as they should, but I think what we do here is freaking awesome.
Yeah. No, I agree. Before I was on this, I agreed, but now that I'm on, I agree even more.
I was going to say, you've had a chance now to kind of get a feeling for me and for the podcast. You kind of have your opinions now that chances are if you needed to run off, you would have done it already. I'm thinking.
Oh yeah. I'm here for the long run. I'm here until you kick me off.
Yeah. No, you're good, man. You're secured. We don't really move people. A lot of the people know over 4 years, we've had Frank and Screwball. I mean, it took until 3.5 years for us to add one more person in, period. Like so anybody we just put a lot into it. We get Brett's okay. We make sure wrestlers are happy and everybody's kind of, like a little check. We put a little check out there, how is this guy? Is he really in the scene? Is he, and your qualifications were just so damn high on so many levels. It just made sense. And yeah, we don't make mistakes, and anybody we choose because we feel they are, I don't know if we want to call it a standard, but we have a standard, and Joe met that so many marks across the board. It was an easy decision. So it's awesome that you're here. You obviously fit in with everyone. So
yeah, I love it. The chat, you know, kind of always chiming in, and I love when they, if we don't know something, they help us, or if we know something that's wrong, they kind of also help us. You know what I mean? It's like everyone helps everyone out. I really appreciate that.
And you learn real quick to be humble, because you don't know everything.
No,
I don't know everything, and we make mistakes. So I literally, I've said it 100 times. If they say something that's different from what I said, chances are they're right and I'm not. It's just, that's usually how it is.
I feel you there.
Good job, Joe. Also, I don't think we're a dirt sheet. We do a lot of reviews, but it's a lot of bullshit. And I don't like to be like, well, who's fucking who? And, you know, stuff like that's none of my business. And I don't know them. And I think it's kind of, you know, John and Joe, would you be entertained by an MLKJ match? I don't know. I don't know what Emil can do there, so I don't want to say that. I love both guys, but they'd have to prove to me that they could put something together outside of just a hurricane, you know, a DDT off the top rope. I don't think we'll see much more between the two. Oh shit! Are you a soup guy, Joe? Let's get to the point here.
I love me seafood soup, like whether it's a bisque or a chowder or something like that. I'm not like a chicken noodle guy or stuff like that, but also I love me some chicken and yuckies.
Really?
So
that's
another one. Yeah.
Okay. Do you do the white or the red clam chowder?
I prefer white, but I can do either.
I've never done red. I feel like it's kind of weird.
So funny story about that. So years ago, I think I was like fresh out of high school. I went to Boston for a UFC fight. And you're in New England, right? So clam chowder, right?
Right.
So I'm bar hopping with my dad, not drinking because I'm fresh out of high school, but we're still going bar to bar. Every bar I went to, I bought a bowl of clam chowder just to try it out. I went to like 6 bars that night, and I had 6 bowls of clam chowder in every place. Just to say I did, I ate clam chowder, New England clam chowder in Boston. So a little fun soup story for you there.
You know what? I shouldn't even say it on air, but let me tell you, there's somebody that got drunk and ate clam chowder and got sick on it. Tell me that wouldn't be one of the grossest things you can imagine.
That's horrible. That is
seafood
horrible.
And the little chunks.
I don't even want to think about it. That you're giving too much.
I know.
Description there.
Clown, probably one of our best listeners. He said those big name podcasters don't answer the hard questions like childhood crush, ghost stories. You know what though? I'm gonna tell you, maybe there's somebody doing it better, but I feel that I have one of the best research games in interviews. Maybe not.
For sure. No, that research you did for the 2300 show was next level. Like I idolize that building. I've been there a lot, and you were telling facts that I didn't even know existed.
I still appreciate that.
That's coming from someone who lived in Philly and has gone there my entire life, and that's like my Madison Square Garden, right? And so to hear those facts, it was very, very informative to me.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Listen to this. We got love around this motherfucker tonight. All right. Patrick Moore, has TNA altered your matchmaking? Are you allowed to do TNA versus AEW? Well, I don't do any TNA but versus AEW, but I will say, once that MJF news came out, another thought that I had was, are we going to lose Bear? Yes. Bear's a TNA talent. And let me tell you, as somebody who wants Bear's our next champion, and I understand how important he may be to GCW, I was shitting bricks thinking, oh my God, he's gone. We just lost somebody huge to us who was just starting to make waves.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And I didn't know, maybe they wouldn't take him away completely, because I think Bear at this point has proven that he loves GCW enough to the point where he probably would have made some kind of stink to be able to work it still. I thought we lost Deathmatch Bear.
Same.
I thought we were still going to see him, but not to the extent of what we did.
That was my worry. We'd end up watching a 15-minute bear match between him and someone else. And, it was good or it was great. And then that's the end of it. And yeah, this is a very interesting situation for Bear because it's like he just found something he's really great at. And some of the bigger companies might frown on it. But it's like, do you do what you're happy with or do you do what makes you money? It's like the Terry Funk situation here. This is why I'm not a millionaire is what he's, famously said.
But also, I think people need to realize it wasn't a GCW thing. It was a AEW thing, right? So it just so happened that GCW was the vessel where that match was supposed to happen, but it had nothing to do with GCW, the company. It was TNA didn't want their talent fighting AEW talent. I think the reason I heard through one of the dirt sheets is that AEW ran a show on a Thursday night when TNA was running, and he felt slighted because of that, and then pulled back any TNA talent fighting AEW talent.
And that was what it was pretty much behind the scenes. And then finally someone said it live. But yeah, they ran up against on Thursday and he took that as a slight.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, it's not a GCW thing. It's an AEW thing.
And that happens back and forth with AEW. I see a lot. And I think that's also because they're TV, they're contracted.
They're on a hard network too, right? They're on a network that sometimes might do a basketball game or something like that. So they have to flip flop whenever it needs be, right? AEW's gonna get bumped for a basketball game right away. So they have to adapt on the fly. And I don't think it was them trying to attack TNA. I think it was them going live when they had an open slot.
So Joe, if Bear doesn't beat Atticus for the strap, then who's the one that does it? Is it your guy you're thinking? Who's next?
That's a hard question.
I honestly thought Manders like patty cakes here, but that injury did it. Also, I was curious if Manders very well, if there was a win, that would have been a good place to win.
That's it.
But I was also seeing that win would have been in front of 300 to 350, not a larger crowd. So yes
and no, but I felt like winning it there in front of 300 meant more than winning it at the Showboat in front of 3,000.
Oh, what?
Just because
Great point.
I don't know. I just felt like that show was literally made for him to win the belt. And then when he didn't, I'm like, wait, what? A random show in Iowa on a Sunday afternoon, to me, only made sense when it was Manders in the main event for the belt.
So with that injury, do you think that affected the outcome? Or do you think this match is a setup for one that's more important down the road?
I think it's a setup. I think we're going to see it again.
I hope so.
In the future.
I really like the matchup. I think they have a lot to give still that we haven't seen.
Yeah, I think, and here's the thing, to get back to the original question.
Yes.
If he loses the IWTV title soon, I would love to see a face Mance back in GCW and win that belt.
I've been wanting Mance back, period. I think he is GCW. He's got, he used to get in fans' faces and they believed. They would get mad. Oh, he brings.
But I think people forget how over he was as a face, right? With second gear crew and stuff like that. He can do either. So I think for the sake of him getting the belt off Atticus, he would be a face to come back. But I don't know.
Atticus versus Manders should have been at COS, says the Crow Fairy Tale.
I thought that too. And because it wasn't, and it was in Iowa, that's why I was like, it's a slam dunk. He's winning. It's a slam dunk. I don't know, but I'm more excited now for this gauntlet and see what's going to happen there.
SGC versus Vandal 48. Give it to me in two handfuls all fucking day. If we could only. Not only that, if we could get SGC from a couple years ago, but here's the thing. SGC is deadlier today. Bro, I'm happy to see almost the entire group rise. I really wish we saw more out of Justice, but hey,
off air, I want to ask you a question about that.
Yeah. Let's see here. Reed Cooper says, I think we're really in limbo for a bit when it comes to GCW. The Europe shows, I doubt anything happens. TOS is just the tourney, but something may happen at COS to give us a direction. Yeah, I feel like we're kind of missing a direction right now. And I like the youth initiative direction, but I feel like the stories are kind of out in the atmosphere and we're pulling them out here and there. And I would like more clear defined lines on some of these stories. That's another hope for another day for right now. Let's roll into this next match. Uh-oh, did you see something?
That comment by Crow.
Crow right here. Maybe Eric Ryan will come back to join Vandal 48 for Art of War in the fall. Do you think that could happen?
Listen, I'm anytime we get to Eric Ryan, I'm all for it. But yeah, I feel like before he was hurt, I thought we were going to get some kind of Art of War with Vandal 48 versus Manders and possibly SGC. I don't know what we're going to get. I like it's so hard because the youth movement is so alive and well right now. It's like I don't know who would be next up.
So that's the thing is I think a lot of people are thinking going from Vandal to 440, but the drama amongst all that, I think probably not happening. No, probably not. No. Let's see. Europe will be Vipress and Gage versus Vandal 48. Gage gets the pin on Atticus, sets up a title match at TOS.
Well, Gage has a tag match at TOS.
Oh, that's right. There you go, guys.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Isn't it him and Dysfunction, right?
I think so.
Versus Iceman and
Harrop?
Yep.
Good old Harrop. All right, here. Our next match.
He said TOS.
Oh, it's COS? TOS.
He's saying that the title match should be at TOS at the tournament.
And Iron is injured, huh? Oh, that's right. Yeah, he fucked up his hand.
Yeah, I seen that.
Didn't he say it was like his pinky or something got caught or?
Yeah, the X-ray looks pretty gnarly.
Oh man, poor guy.
That's my fault. The comment said TOS, not COS. So Gage's match is at COS.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
But here's the thing with that. If Gage wins a title at TOS, does it outshine the winner of TOS? That's what I would worry.
That's a good question. Oh, it was the pinky. They were there at the mat. Crow was there for that. Let's see. And then, yeah, Crow Fear, it's for Sunday COS. Huh. I don't think any matches beyond the tourneys. I don't know. I don't know where we're going with that. That's one we're going to have to talk about as the weeks go along.
Yeah. I'm excited when we get closer to that.
All right. Going
June
on to
6 already.
It's coming quickly. I'll tell you that much. Actually, I have an idea for the June 1st show for the podcast. I'll tell you about it once we're done here.
Sounds good.
Welcome to GCW Jameson Shook. This was Jameson versus Matt Tremont for the GCW Ultraviolent Championship. Jameson is very familiar with deathmatch wrestling, 23 years old, 3 years of in-ring experience, already a 3-time champion with his most recent title being the TWE Championship, 195 days. And I'm curious if Jameson could be part of this wave of young talent. I feel like that's what's coming here if he continues. And I feel like Matt really handed him a great match. Our winner was Matt Tremont. What are your thoughts on this one?
I love Jameson Shook. I love his look, his entrance, in ring. Like, I just think he's next up wherever he kind of sinks his teeth into and, really becomes a regular at. That lemon spot after Matt cracks him over the back with a tube and then douses him with a bottle of lemon juice, to me is like, there's a lot of wild shit that you see in deathmatch, but like from a pain level, that's some sadistic shit, right? Like that's next level stuff. So that was really cool to see, and it's different, right? You don't see that too often. So I love that spot. But I'm not gonna lie. I thought, like, I know we were only doing 8. I would have loved to have seen him in TOS.
Nice choice.
Yeah, he's good, man. He's really good. I've seen him a lot, and give us more, like you said, give us more of him because he's good.
Shook and Drake and etc. are basically becoming Tremont's kids since Matt moved to Tennessee, so it is possible.
Yep.
Also here, let's see, Valhalla asks, Atticus versus Tremont title for title. Probably not. I know that at minimum, those 3 titles we have at GCW are probably the best. We have our champion, we have our guy who does death matches, and then we have our tag team. I think that's about as bare minimum and maybe maximum as Brett will want to take it for right now. Unfortunately, the last time we had a unification, I would say, would have been that UV and that Extreme title that happened at Hammerstein. Outside of that, I haven't seen a unification since, and I just, circling around, I highly doubt there's going to be another unification anytime soon. And if there is one, maybe push it on Bear or somebody. But I don't know if you're packing a lot into one match. If you put your 2 only singles titles into that one, and I know that kind of makes the card a little heavy wherever that person is on there. So I mean, I would separate it just to make the card filled out a little better. Right? Wrong?
I also think you pigeonhole that title match, right? Like, if you put it on someone, like, again, Tremont can do everything, but like, what happens then, right? Like, if you keep putting it on guys who only do deathmatch, then you don't have anything else, right? Like, at least now you keep the belt separated. You can have the GCW champion maybe not be an extreme wrestler and do regular matches, and you have that title Matt has currently also. I just think they want to keep those separated because it allows for a wider diversity of wrestlers to go after the GCW championship.
And that gives more people a platform.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Crow Fairy Tale. I miss.
Yeah, what's that?
Sorry, buddy. What did you say?
I was just reiterating, like, combining them kind of pigeonholes it into like strictly deathmatch at that point.
The Crow Fairy Tale brought up here. I miss Rena. So do I. I want to see her slap Atticus around for a title shot, but that's wishful thinking. I think it's great thinking. I would like to see Rena come back at some point. Her title run with the UV was so damn good. And God, I think it spanned like 2 years. But unfortunately, I know part of that time was just the belt was stuck in Japan.
Yes.
So, I mean, there were times there. I mean, there were stretches of months where we had a UV champ, but we didn't have a UV championship defense.
Was that like visa issues?
I don't know exactly what the issues were. So ask me later, because I can maybe find out more about that.
I think that's one of the drawbacks of putting the title on someone who isn't in the States, right? Yeah, that's one of the things you have to worry about, is being able to get them here to defend it.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Let me see here. There we go. Okay. Matt wins this match and retains the UV championship. He gets on the mic, gives Jameson a spot in the cage at Cage of Survival. That's a nice way to start a relationship at GCW. So I'm interested in seeing Jameson again. I like the personality he showed. Obviously, he was happy to be there, put in 100% effort. So more Jameson. Thoughts?
Nope. Couldn't agree more. More Jameson. This Cage of Survival has got me interested in how it's going to be. Is it, going to be someone gets pinned and the next one comes out, or it's going to, I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm interested now to see how we're going to play this out.
All right, then we are on to our next match here. This is the main event at Gateway to the Death from Pop's Club in Sauget, Illinois. It was Anakin Murphy versus John Wayne Murdoch. I wrote here that Anakin Murphy has a very welcoming entrance. He's obviously growing on the GCW talent. I laughed at Emil telling GCW fans Murdoch used to be everyone's favorite twink. I want to thank commentary for helping by telling fans at home what wrestlers said in the ring. Every now and then we don't always hear what the wrestlers are saying, and I feel like we're missing out. But when commentary fills in what's going on, keeps us up to date, and we're good. I wrote here it was a good death match. Unfortunately, I kept it a little shorter than I should, but our winner was Anakin Murphy. Murdoch put over Anakin like crazy. What were your thoughts on this one?
Again, I'm not too like I've seen Anakin here and there, but not like as much as I've seen on this weekend. He really impresses me. He can take a beating. I love that spot that you mentioned about used to be everyone's favorite twink.
Yes.
Had me cracking up. But it almost becomes like a feeling now, like if you're in this youth movement, you gotta like verse Murdoch to kind of get that rub, right? Like we've seen it with Vipress, now we're seeing it with Anakin. Like it almost feels like Murdoch is that guy, like that almost gatekeeper now who gives you the yay or nay in terms of if you're good or not.
One of several.
Yes.
One of several, because, you know, we can add Tremont in there.
Oh, for sure.
Orin Veidt is always around for the new guy, trying to get them their rub, you know, give them the Radrick rub. That's pretty much what because, you know, Cole got his off of Orin Veidt. So I think that's where Brett says, you know, you can do this for the young guys. Let's bring him back in. You know, it's like a death match Tony Deppen kind of thing there.
I love that analogy.
But yeah, we've seen actually a lot of deathmatch and other veterans kind of putting a lot of these younger guys through the gauntlet this last couple months, if not the last couple weeks. And I hope that continues because it's obvious that GCW right now has a direction, and for fans, it's nice to have a direction. It's nice to have stories. It's nice to have a vision.
Yes.
It's nice to have something we can all get behind, and we know there's an end goal. That makes the journey more enjoyable. I think that's what we're looking for, is we're just looking for Brett to point us this way so we can all just jump in the car, turn on the radio, and just chill together.
Yeah, no, I agree. I definitely agree with that. And it's good to see these young guys who you did see kind of all over in other promotions now kind of show up at GCW and stake their claim. It's really cool to see.
R.I.P. Brax, buddy.
Yes. Yes. Great man. Great man.
All right, then. We just finished Gateway to the Death 3. Everybody, we're finally on to our third show of the night. Listen, I know we take a lot of time with these. I enjoy myself. I know, Joe, you were fighting the clock, but it's
I'm
so
good.
much fun.
I'm actually, believe it or not, tonight so we got a new bed over the weekend, and I've been sleeping very well, so I'm good right now.
Bro, let me tell you how much that matters. Congratulations, because you're about to have a better life for the next.
Yes.
You do.
Listen, it was like night and day sleep. Like on Sunday I woke up, right? And I woke up and it was like 10 o'clock. I'm like, what the hell? Right? Like listen, it was night and day. So I'm thankful.
All right, then let's roll into Ring of Dreams. This was from the Val Air Ballroom in Des Moines, Iowa. Sorry, West Des Moines, Iowa. That was very important. Nice open venue is what I saw here. If there's no restrictions and the area could fill it, this would be a great place for a major show. The crowd was about 350 or so, an enthusiastic group. I liked them a lot, but interestingly, only 2 out of the 6 wrestlers on the promotional poster was there. Did you notice that one on this one?
Yeah. So when you pull it up on Triller, they had
Gage,
Jordan Oliver, right? Alec Price, right? None of them were there.
Yeah. Independent wrestling, you know?
Card subject to change, right?
Oh, yeah, the whole fucking thing changed. Card subject to see who shows up. All right. Okay, so speaking of all the youth that's going on here, that's actually going to get us into our first match of the night. Our first match, our opener, was a 6-way scramble. This featured a returning Dante Leon after over a year, almost a year's absence. My goodness. Adam White, Clay Cooper, Gavin Ash, Juni Underwood, and Victor Analog. Analog is back. All right. So, yeah, I wrote here Victor's interesting, but again, I get it. Adam and Clay, I wrote here both good workers. I didn't see enough of them, but I saw enough to say that if GCW finds herself back in Des Moines, I could see them both being no-brainers to come back on. They did their shit. Welcome back, Dante Leon. Last seen July 11th of 2025, and he is always a welcome addition. He comes from that golden age of scrambles from around 2021, 2022, when shit just used to pop off, and sometimes the scramble was just as good, if not better or more exciting than the main event. Gavin had a great weekend. I feel like I know more about him. He's missing the fluidity that comes with time and practice, but I know he's going to click. Juni showing more personality. It's a lot of fun. Personal opinion, his pose that he does, it comes off a touch heelish. If that's what he's going for, it works. Our winner in this one with 10.5 minutes was Dante Leon. There was a lot going on here, man. How did you feel about this one?
So it's funny you mentioned that pose, because what I get when you have that pose is, I don't even remember it.
I remember in football, all the guys that would get a touchdown.
Players from what Titus O'Neil, you go, who
he would do that. Yeah. So do you know that's from football? There's a I'm trying to think, there's a fraternity that's their thing. So when one of the guys from the fraternity would get a touchdown, like from Texas or Ohio State, they do the thing.
That's
so I think
so it's funny you mentioned it.
So I think that's Titus calling back to his old fraternity.
Because he has that big indent in his arm from his fraternity, I believe.
That fraternity, they do branding. So
it's funny you mentioned that, because that's exactly what I thought. Again, it was like you mentioned, I don't want to keep echoing what you say, but it was great to see Dante back in the GCW ring. Was he hurt? Is that why he was gone for so long?
I think he's just working the industry.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can look real quick just to see if there was anything about that, and I'm doing that right now. So if you want to, go ahead. And
it was great to see him back. I do agree with you about Gavin. He impressed me. I wasn't too familiar with him before this weekend, but he's someone that, I don't know how you feel, but overall, I would like to see him on more GCW shows. I think he fits in scrambles perfectly. He brings that high-flying energy that the scrambles always need, and he's not afraid to do it off the top rope. So I would definitely like to see him more. And again, Juni Underwood, he's becoming someone now who's not just like a name, right? Like the face that you remember now, and it's cool to see him on more and more shows and kind of see him grow into his character within the company.
Okay, so outside of this match that Dante Leon had this weekend, he's only had, according to Cage Match, one other match this year,
Really?
February 5th, and that was in Wrestling Revolver. Since, let's just say, March of last year, he's worked 13 shows, 11 of them Wrestling Revolver, 2 GCW. That's it. So he hasn't been out of the country, because I don't see a single promotion outside the country here. So,
yeah, I want to see him more. I want to see him more back regular. He's always entertaining. He always puts on a good match. And I feel like you can put him with anybody and still have a good match. So good to see him back. Good to see him get the win. But come on, bro. Let's keep him coming back.
Hell yeah. The last time Dante was out of the country was July 15th, 2023. He was in Pro Wrestling Noah. Oh, God, I forgot that.
He had a run there, right?
He fucking killed it over
he had
at
a nice
Noah.
run there. Yeah.
Bro.
Wasn't Ninja Mac there for a little bit, too, with him? Around the same time?
Yeah. There was quite a few. I think Zane also went around the same time over there. We lost a big heart of our scrambles, and that's why I say that's like the golden age of our scramble. We lost a huge heart out of a huge chunk of our scramble mojo when those 3 left.
We need him back.
We do. Yeah, Dante Leon was our winner there, 10.5 minutes. Anything else on that one before we move on?
I love scrambles. I mean, just like stating the obvious, I love scrambles. It's really a GCW staple, and I love scrambles. I do want to see more, though. I want to see more deathmatch scrambles. I think they're absolute car crashes, and we love car crashes. So I love to see more of that.
I'm just now seeing deathmatch tag teams. I think if we,
it doesn't make. I don't mind deathmatch tag teams as long as they're not actually tagging in.
Yeah.
Because if it's a death match, how are you enforcing tag-ins? I'm just gonna walk into the
Yeah.
match. What are you gonna do, ref? You're gonna DQ me? It's a death match.
Right.
Right?
Oh shit. It makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually. I never thought about that.
Like, why do I gotta hold this tag rope, right? Like,
I didn't know Dante's an Iowa guy. Oh, and Dante's one of Merrick's boys. So he was trained by Merrick also. No kidding. Okay, that's cool as shit. That's good to know. I learned again. Thank you, Reed. I didn't know that. I am not the great John posing. No, I am Ninja John. We've talked about this. I am Ninja John. He is Ninja Mac. We do have a height difference, and that really does separate us. Also, he has blonde hair. I have no hair. It is what it is. Also, I wanted to mention, and I didn't mention, I feel bad for this. John Mosley and MLJ fucking killed it all weekend. I want to give them props for commentary also.
Yeah, there was one, and I gotta watch the show back to remember, but there was one spot where they said something that had me absolutely dying, and I'll have to watch. I think it was from this show. So I'll have to watch the show back to remember what they said, but it was so random, and I was friggin' dying watching it. I'm about to watch it back now just to hear the comment.
Oh, for sure. All right, match number 2. We got Leon King versus Jimmy Lloyd. This is this very short 4.5 minute match. Leon here had plenty of supporters and definitely a lot of aura. Another lock if GCW comes back to Des Moines is what I put. Jimmy put Leon over, and I hope it does wonders for him. In this short match, Leon King won. I wrote here that it was a welcome surprise with a Leon win in a quick 4.5 minute match. It honestly did everything it needed to without any fluff. I would have to say if this was a 7-minute match, it would be too much. This 4.5 minute got to the fucking point, got everything it needed to out of it, didn't waste anyone's time, and gave us the results we were looking for. I mean, awesome, right?
Yeah, no, I agree. I wasn't familiar with Leon before this match.
Same.
The look and stuff is something that automatically sets them apart. I think it draws you in, right? Like it makes you want to watch the match, and then the bell rings, they can actually go. And so it was a fun match, like you said. Not all matches have to be 15-minute slugfest. And I think this match was perfect for what it was, and I enjoyed it. And is Leon local to the Iowa area?
Give me one moment. I'll get you an answer on that one too. Let's see. Leon King does not have a profile yet. And with the way that he was being cheered, I would say that chances are it's a Iowa local of some point.
Yeah.
Or some form, because I do know that there were a couple fans who had shirts.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that he's a local guy, but with having nothing on Cage Match, that generally means that it's someone who's just coming up or is a local, and people aren't reporting their wins and losses yet.
Which is cool to see the local get the win, because we know what happens later on in the night. So I guess this is the way to kind of give the fans a little bit of something, right?
Well, not only that, but it keeps us on our toes. If we think the local guy's always going to lose but look great in the match, that's too predictable.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%.
Especially for smart fans like all of us here. We've seen it all. It's hard to curveball any of us anymore. So it's nice to get a surprise. And that's why I like Car Crash Wrestling, is because I need to see something different, and it takes chaos to pull a wrestling match apart to really see something different.
Yeah. No, I love the chaos in wrestling. I think we both agree there that the messier, the better.
Damn right. That's what we watch this for.
GCW, right? That's what draws me to GCW. Like, a lot of times the main event's never just a cut and dry main event, right? You might have a run in here or the match restarting there, right? Like, that's why I love it. I'm tired of cookie cutter 1, 2, 3 matches over, and that's what GCW doesn't give you, which I love. When
someone gets busted open, and now we're on another level of fighting, you know, and I like that. I love when there's multiple gears to the match, just like the main event here, where they call the win for Atticus. And then they turn around and start the match. So I love that shit. I love when I'm like, man, it's over. Also, the main event, as a live fan, you're like, damn, this shit is over. I'm going home like this. And they're like, fuck no, we're going to start this bitch over again. Like, let's fight. Let's finish this fucking fight. And the fans just erupt I love those. I love those. Hey, you know what? You like second gear? Boom, we got a third gear. How do you like that? And I like that.
I love when, like, when you're watching, like, for example, WWE, right? And like that little logo on the corner shows up. You're like, oh, the show's over, and then boom, crazy shit happens. And you're like, holy crap, it's not over yet, right? Like, we had it at the GCW show at the Showboat, where Jimmy won the title, and then because at the beginning of the show, remember, Joey got attacked. I think it was Homecoming maybe or something, and then Joey comes out when the GCW logo showed in the corner. You're like, oh, it's over, and Joey come out and won the belt anyway. It's like, holy shit, right? So I just love that. I love that you never know what to expect from a GCW match, which is what drew me in.
Well, it's just like another fat guy reference. It's like sushi, bro. I've eaten like all 100 types of sushi. If somebody can roll out something different, God, it probably would taste much better than the same old shit, you know?
Yeah.
So I like being on my toes. Sometimes independent wrestling can be slightly predictable, and I like that Brett likes to every now and then just kind of throw in a little hook there.
I agree.
All right, so moving on to our third match for Ring of Dreams. It was a tag team match. We have the team of KJ Orso and Sam Stackhouse versus Unsigned and Don't Care. That's Gary J and Anakin Murphy. A very short 7-minute match, which I'm kind of disappointed by because I like both teams. Unsigned and Don't Care were a team that just felt right, and I think I know why. Both are skinnier guys, but they're ungodly tough. I absolutely mean both take unimaginable amounts of punishment. And since they've both succeeded in singles matches, the team now feels stronger. And what's interesting is when I look at Gary J and I look at Anakin Murphy, I almost swear you're watching 2 generations of the same guy. And I almost think that's part of the charm of these two, is the fact that you're literally watching 2 men on the same journey, in the same hotel, in the same car, watching each other's future and past at the same time. I wonder.
Never thought about that, but that's such a good analogy.
I maybe it's true, maybe it's not. What is important though, when I see what they do online, they seem to get along very well, and that actually makes me happy. I like to see those things because the machine runs much smoother when everybody's happy to be doing the jobs that they do.
Yeah.
It was good seeing Stackhouse in his one-man gang gear again. I will say this much. I wish he'd come back out with the glasses on, though. It kind of did something to hide his niceness, and it gave him a touch of attitude. 2 things that he needs to get this version of Sam over. Thoughts on that?
So you think he looks too nice in the face without the glasses? Is that what?
I think we all know the guy enough to know that he's a good guy, happy guy. And with the sunglasses on, most anybody has like an attitude thing to it. And also it hides his eyes, which means it's hiding part of what's here on his face. And sometimes his smiling eyes give away that he's nice. The good guy, you know, there are people like that.
Yeah.
So why not tell him to come out with a stiff face under sunglasses and don't sell a fucking thing until you get inside that ring? It would make him look more tough. It would make him look. So I think just adding sunglasses could actually address 2 things that he has to get over as a heel.
No, yeah. I mean, I didn't think about that, but that definitely makes 100% sense in terms of helping him get over, because we know who he is outside of it. So it's like sometimes it's hard to put that in the back of your mind and say, okay, this is heel Sam now, right? So that would go a long way and may helping you forget a little bit.
Also, I can't say this enough. Please, fans, enjoy KJ while we have him. Get your picks now. Get your autographs now. Get your merch now before it gets expensive. I see him going. It's just a matter of when. And if you are a KJ fan at any point and you're at a live show, now's the time. I've said this about Jordan. I said this about Alec. I've said this about so many. I said this about Cartwheel. I've said this about so many wrestlers. Before it turns into $100 fucking thing, go get your autographs and pictures and your everything now, when they're still humans and not products. KJ and Sam gave out an onslaught of offense that severely overwhelmed Gary J towards the end of this match. Because of this, they pinned him for the win. Our winners in this one, KJ Orso and Sam Stackhouse. I can't say enough good things about Gary J and Anakin, and I'm a huge fan of KJ and Stackhouse. So the only thing that I didn't like in this match was the 7-minute match time. I could have seen more if they were allowed to tell a little more story.
Yeah, and I think you said a couple shows ago, maybe when we were recapping the collective, but I'm now buying in to these two as legitimate title contenders for that tag team title. We knew they worked good together, but I was just worried about the heel working good together, and it works. I think Stackhouse moveset helps so much with that heel because, again, we know who Sam is, but his finisher is brutal, right? Like, it's brutal, so it fits the heel Sam, I really believe them now as a heel tag team, and I think they could be next in line for the tag titles.
When they got put together and I saw their finisher was fucking devastating, that, it's basically a combination of both of theirs.
Yes.
And then remember at Collective where like Sam went to the corner and hit upside down and KJ hit at the same time?
Yes.
Dude, stuff like that.
I need to see more tag moves from them to really solidify it, but everything is there, right? Like, that to me is like the final step, I think, to really solidifying them as like legitimate contenders. I just love tag team wrestling when they incorporate moves together.
Well, they're damn near a total package. You've got a talker, you've got the enforcer, you've got somebody who's large and can't be moved. You also have someone that's smaller and is agile. You have the quick. They have everything wrapped into one. Also, they're both fucking intelligent. I'm talking behind the scenes. They're both smart individuals. They know how to put something really good together. And don't forget, we're still in the KJ and Sam story. It's still going, guys. And we're only in chapter 2.
Yeah.
Just a nice little, yeah.
And also, I think KJ is a name where it would draw headlines, right? Like if KJ won the tag titles, right? Like,
yeah.
Which is also still good at this point for the promotion.
Yeah. Gosh, these are some great points we got tonight, man. They were hoping Beardozer was going to win the tag. You know what? I'd love to see Beardozer win the tag titles. My problem is, who the hell are we going to have them face? That's the only reason my drawback with Stackhouse with the title is having him quote unquote lose to. Yeah, because typically you don't usually have these big guys in the tag division. So if you put it on Stackhouse, then it's like, well, who's beating him now, right? Like, that's the only thing. And the only drawback I have for Beardozer is Tremont would have to drop the title first before that happens, because I don't think they want, again, back to the unification titles, you don't want to have your champion be the Ultraviolet and also the tag champion. So I think that's a drawback also. Yeah, we don't want all that power concentrated in one area because it would actually choke storylines. Yep, exactly. Because unless you're expecting Tremont to go twice on a show, one of the two titles is not being defended. Great point, man. Brandon asks, anyone know what happened to the Bustin' Brain match against Beardozer? It just didn't go down. I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't know particulars. Chances are there was a very good reason. Maybe they had to work a show elsewhere. Maybe TNA did not allow Bear to lose the match against Bustin' the Brain because it's a TNA talent. I don't know. That's right. I'm guessing. But generally when something don't happen, there's a damn good reason, because to me, those two teams against each other is money. The only reason I would see it not be done is maybe to put it on a larger stage. But that is so much. That's 100% why the match didn't happen. I completely forgot that they are AEW talent now. That's 100% why the match did not happen. And I'm not saying because I know anything. I'm just saying, like, knowing what we know, I completely forgot that was a thing. Yep. Reed says, I know Tremont just won the title in Vegas, but he's defended it enough since winning it again, and I can see him losing at COS. I think he's in a cage match at COS because I know that he put Jameson in there. Maybe I also read it wrong.
Yeah,
But
it's a gauntlet. It's a Cage of Survival gauntlet death match for the title.
oh yeah.
So, I don't know what they're gonna do there, but
Well, I'll ask John, do you think KJ Orso could work in the Disney product that is WWE? Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. His promo skills are on point. He's one hell of a wrestler. I think that he's now prepared more than ever. I think AEW Fuego would not have flown. He would have probably been stomped on atrociously.
Yep.
KJ Orso, not even the character, the man is so much more mature than where he was 5 years ago, losing on Dark over and over. A much smarter individual than he was, a much better decision maker probably than he was 5 years ago. If there's going to be a time to get KJ in and give him a long run, the time would be now or within the next year or two. I don't know how much hotter KJ could get on the independent scene without churning his wheels in the same mud.
yeah, I don't know. With TKO now, I always worry about wrestlers getting lost in the shuffle because it seems like they have like 5 or 6 guys that they put all the focus on, and then the rest kind of just in the back. Case in point, Phoenix, right? Such a talented guy, and he's just kind of in the back, never to be seen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, as a selfish fan, I don't want that for KJ because I enjoy seeing him.
Yes.
So I wouldn't want him to get lost in the shuffle there.
I'm with you, bro. Boom. That was match number 3. Let's move on to match number 4, Teriyaki versus Arik Cannon. We've seen Terry move from scrambles to tags to single matches, and Brett now has him moving everywhere on the card. I didn't want to go too far into that, but he's all over the place now, all the way into championship challenges. Welcome back, Arik Cannon. Last seen March 2nd, 2024, where he challenged Blake Christian for the GCW World Championship. I wrote here, back and forth wrestling, more of a classic match. Teriyaki won this. I don't honestly think this was the right matchup for Terry. I felt that this was a little too much of a slower pace, and I would have liked to have seen Arik in a different position. On paper, when I first heard this match was coming out, I'm like, hell yeah, let's see where this goes. I don't think it came out to what it needed to be on paper. There were actually a couple awkward moments that I just feel like Arik was maybe off, or he was trying to communicate something. And I actually saw that everything stopped for about 15 to 20 seconds while he was communicating with Scarlett. So maybe something was going on there. We don't know. Maybe Arik versus Janela would have been a better matchup. Arik versus Orin Veidt, Arik versus Vipress would have probably been some great matchups here, but I don't feel this one connected. And I don't think this is where Teriyaki is at his best.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. The match felt a little clunky, and I don't know. I hate to say this. He had such a great weekend, but it almost like took the air out of the sails a little bit. It felt like, yeah, he got the win, but like everything that happened throughout the weekend for him felt a little deflated after this match. I don't know if you got that kind of same feeling.
The match was deflated. I don't know if something didn't connect right or whatnot, but I watched Terry moving at a speed I've never seen him move so slow. And I know he was adapting. Yeah. Arik has been wrestling since 2001, so mad fucking respect for that. I can't imagine falling down my steps once a week, let alone 3-4 times a week, and hitting every bone and muscle on the way down. Yeah. I'm just being fair. I think Arik would have been better off with a veteran talent or someone else, because I think that it slowed Teriyaki down to the point to where we weren't allowed to see full Teriyaki.
Yeah, I felt like he had to kind of bring it down a couple paces, and
he did.
Typically, he's on go from the start, and he wasn't able to do that. I'm very impressed with what I've seen Teriyaki. I'm excited to see what the future holds. I was more excited for him after the end of Saturday than I was at the conclusion of the weekend on Sunday. And that's not a knock on anyone. It's just sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles when, like you said, you're communicating in the middle of the match, and sometimes maybe signals get crossed or something happens, but clearly something happened in this match to where everyone wasn't on the same pace.
Yeah, And agree. Yeah, it just, I'm like, fuck yeah, Eric Cannon, this is gonna be fucking awesome. And it just didn't. And again, this can happen. I remember there was a match they were saying it was Undertaker versus Bruiser Brody. And minutes in, Bruiser's like, let's close this shit out. And Undertaker was depressed as shit. And he said, listen, man, sometimes shit just don't go right. Like, we just didn't mesh.
Yeah.
So
chemistry is real in the ring, right? Like
100% real
thing.
Yeah. And if it's not there, or if one pace is off than the other, or if the handwork is fucked up, then yeah. So
before we get into
let's
this
bring
next
it back
match,
again. Yeah.
Before we get into this next match, is there a restriction in Iowa on what you can use and can't use? It seemed like that.
Was there glass? I'm looking to see if there was glass used in these final matches. Not in Atticus and Manders. Not CPA and Fowler, not Shire Kogar. I don't know, fans, listeners, I'm sorry. If you guys, Iowa strict like Maryland. If anybody saw glass used in Iowa, let me know, but I don't think, oh, yeah, big fucking yes, and no glass. Iowa's a non-deathmatch town.
Okay, makes sense. Because like this is a match here when I first saw him announced, I was like, oh, they're going to do some insane shit with glass here, right? And then when there was none, I was like, what gives, right?
Yeah. Well, that was the other thing here is we had Vipress versus Orin Veidt in Iowa.
Yeah.
So we were kind of limited there also. So was Orin able to give her that push that she really needs? Not 100%, because Vipress has been pushed much harder by others. So adding Orin Veidt to a above average match is not as good as having 6 excellent matches back to back to back to back, and so on and so forth. So
yeah, no, I would love to see this match run back in like AC or something, because
yeah,
it'd be a match.
It was door and chair heavy, and that was, that was about it on that end. I still feel like Orin and Danger didn't connect like it should have in Chicago. So I don't know. Maybe this, knowing the AC fans, knowing how smart they are, Orin and Vipress would have went over way better in AC.
Yeah. No, I agree, because I mean, I know Orin is like known there, but I feel like Orin slept on, honestly. I really do. Like across the country, but I think AC fans know who he is because so much deathmatch happens in that town.
Yep.
That the people know who he is. I think it would be respected and cheered for a lot in AC.
We're doing it, man. We're on match 6. Let's keep rolling. This is a tag team match. We have the team of Beardozer versus Bangin' Matthews. I felt bad for Bangin' Matthews for taking this match because holy crap. I love the ECW style fighting around the building that ECW would usually have in this era. There's a level of chaos to it that should be a staple at GCW. I feel Beardozer's bringing that. Game Changer World split screen had 2 cameras catching the same violence at the same time, and I like that too. We had 2 different angles of Bear beating the shit out of, I think, Matthews. We got doors, and some of them look like those old school doors that you get. I love the Tremont sized dent that he left in the door with his head. It's only 13 minutes, but it felt quicker, and I could have seen more. Our winner was Beardozer. This could have easily been the main event, and in another world, Beardozer are defending champions, blazing a trail across the globe. But right now, if they're together, to me, they're the king of the independents. I don't know. Yeah, what did you think about this Beardozer and Bangin' Matthews match?
I think, again, I kind of said it for the previous show, but Bangin' Matthews got so much more offense in than I ever expected, right? Like, again, did not expect this at all, and it was a pleasant surprise. I need Bangin' Matthews more in GCW. Like I would love to see them become regulars because they're just so talented. I know we've seen them a lot before, but like let's see them like a lot more, right? Like if it's not KJ and Sam, I would love to see them guys take the titles off of Jordan and Alec, because I think that match in and itself would be absolutely insane and a car crash without the death match, right? Like just an absolute 100 from the time the bell rings on.
I didn't know they had the split screen on the Tron. We don't get that too often.
Yeah.
Brett loves us.
Yeah. That's badass. That's
All
badass.
right, we're
But
not
yeah.
getting fired this week.
But yeah, great match. Diane Matthews, more of them. Possibly title run maybe in the future, but I love it.
Wow, they're actually turning down booking, said Reed. Unbelievable.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I know the name took a lot of steam out of their sales when that happened.
Yeah, it did. I remember they were online. They're like, we got this emailed to us. Is this real?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know, man. I guess if they're gonna send it like that. I always thought it had to be physical.
Yeah.
Like physically serving papers, but I mean,
Yeah,
because an email serving is kind of weird if you ask
anyone
me.
can send that, right? Like how do you prove that someone actually physically got that?
So well, that's the thing. You really kind of technically can't, but I know they did some research into it and found out that the address and everything was a legit address to their. So they just decided, let's not fuck with that.
Yeah, let's not mess with it. It was such a good name, right?
Dude, it works so well together.
So catchy.
And what did they always say? They can't be Googled or some shit like that.
Yeah.
The team that can't be Googled.
It was so catchy. It was so good. But listen, they're so good that the name is just, minuscule.
It's good to know that they got over the name, and so did the fans.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Okay. Into our next match, match 7, CPA versus J Fowler. I put welcome to GCW J Fowler, 37 years old, with 17 years in the business, a 12-time champion, currently holding 4 championships. The FCP championship, 18 days in running. The AWF TV championship, 38 days in running. The Ascend championship, 366 days in running. And finally, for the second time, the Rugged Pro championship, 780 days and running. Wow. Good wrestling match with CPA's comedic elements. He came with multiple shirts and ties. The fans popped big for him. Fowler also had plenty of fans, but CPA's comedy won him over for some of the people, which was kind of the point of the match here. Our winner was CPA. Throwing it back at you, Joe. How'd you feel about this one, man?
It was a CPA match, right? Like you knew what you were going to get to expect in this. But again, I think this match maybe highlighted a little bit what we said earlier, right? Like this wasn't a bad match, but sometimes CPA isn't the easiest wrestler to go with in the ring because it takes the other guy, it takes a lot from the other guy to be able to also like kind of reel it back in and get back to the wrestling. Not that CPA is not a good wrestler, but again, what we hinted at earlier, it's not always the easiest thing. So it was a fun match. Maybe a little bit more time to maybe see more wrestle and less comedic. But overall, wasn't mad for what it was. But I'm interested to see if we see CPA more. No, this is 3 shows, right? Every show this weekend. So I'd be interested to see if he's more of a regular now going forward.
Same. I like what he's doing. So fingers crossed, man. Also, I think this was a great setup because the last 2 matches of the night were much more serious.
Yes.
And so, yeah, that was the match that lightened the mood and kind of made everybody chuckle a couple times before shit hits the fan. So speaking of shit hitting the fan, our next match, Thomas Shire versus Otis Kogar, only 7 minutes long, hard hitting as expected. I was surprised Vandal 48 took another loss. Our winner here was Thomas Shire. Again, with a storyline on a bigger stage, I could see Thomas and Otis doing something more, 14 to 20 minutes if they were allowed. What were your thoughts on this match, man?
I think it was great booking by Brett, right? You have Thomas win this match. The crowds are hype. Like, holy shit. Like, Manders might win this next match now, right? Like, if Otis is taking the pin here, maybe Arik is also taking the pin, right? And I think he built the crowd up and the energy up in the crowd just to kind of suck that air out of them, right? Where that next match. So I loved that booking of having Otis lose this match. I thought it was excellent thought process with Brett there.
Well, I have news that just came in here. We just got one match announcement during the show. LA, June 27th. We're getting Joey Janela versus Hollywood Haley J. Whoa. Okay. That also could be a push. She has a ton of personality. I put her over like crazy at the clusterfuck. I don't know if you remember that or not. I was saying how she was in the audience and she was just working the crowd. And my wife is like, what is going on over there? And every time we looked over, the fans are dying laughing because she's doing something.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it was awesome.
On the slap fighting?
Yeah. She's one of the ones in slap fight. And same thing there. She is just as Haley J there. Yeah.
She went viral for it.
Yeah, she does little booty dances and everything. Like that's her. I've realized that's not a gimmick. Like that's her.
Yeah, no, I enjoy her.
Oh man, good to see you in here, Casa. Welcome, sir. Oh, I need to meet Haley's dog. I'm big on dogs. Let's meet. I want dogs. I actually saw her walking in with it to the collective, and I'm like, I had heart vibes just for a second, and I'm like, no, this is not a heart. This is just Haley J. Because he always comes in with the cat and everything. Let's see here. Yep. Haley J. So you can say it too, Casa. Like she was funny as shit, wasn't she? Like she was constantly just cracking jokes, having fun. Manders was also doing that during the cluster. I almost feel like people told them to go out and chill with the fans. It was fun. Bro, think about going to the cluster, like you're sitting and then 2 seats down's Manders just talking shit about the match with you like a fan, and that shit was cool. I really like that a lot. Shotzi also. Shotzi was sitting right down by okay, so I was right over by Reed and my son was over there and she came over and like sat down and my wife goes, hey, let me take a picture. And she turns over and she goes, and my wife got a picture of it, but we were like, we probably shouldn't put that online. And probably not the most flattering picture online. Yeah, she sat on the bleacher with us until her ass got cold. Yeah, Haley J's fun. She just, I said that I now understand her personality, and I think Violent J has a diamond in the rough. And I'm thinking maybe that's why we see her over here, is to just give her another crack at GCW. And I'm telling you, if she has a chance to do her thing, she's going to get over. I've seen people laugh, but I've also seen girls like get angry at her. Like she knows how to piss off people. So she's got the best of both worlds. And I can see that working in a personality driven GCW.
Yeah, no, I definitely think she works. Especially if they give her time on the mic before the match, maybe after the match, I think she would get over it instantly.
Joe, when's your show on Thursday? What time is that?
That is typically 9.
Okay. I only asked because this was put up here. Casa, he's a good friend of ours, and he does a lot of GCW work. He says he has the announcement. We'll be interviewing Jack Cartwheel this Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. There you go.
Yeah, that's huge.
Casa does his shit too. So that's one of those ones. Check it out if you get a chance.
Yeah, that's huge.
Hell yeah. Good job, Casa.
Especially now that he's ID, and that's probably not the easiest interview to be able to secure.
No, it's not. I'm actually running through the gauntlet on an AEW talent right now, and I'm having so much problems getting the approval.
Really?
Yeah. I'll tell you about that one later too.
Okay.
It's not easy. AEW is really tight on shit. Like really tight on interviews. Let's do the main event. You ready to go, man?
Yeah, no, I agree.
We're finally
AEW,
here.
Though they're the only company so far that has never given me a talent to interview.
Really?
Yeah, every other company I've gotten to interview people, they're the only company that has not.
Huh. I didn't take it personal though, because I figured that's how it is.
Yeah,
I've had a couple FE interviews that were rough on AEW because he was rough on AEW at the time. But past that, I mean, I've never had an issue. So, there you go. Next Tuesday, June 2nd, looks like you got Brittany. Oh, Brittany Brooks, Goodwin. So you got a couple things lined up there. Actually, let's see here. I'm not going to give away anything yet, but in 2 weeks, we locked in a couple things. I'll tell you behind the scenes, and then once everything is done, we'll obviously let everyone know. But We have some interviews coming up. We have a couple podcasters that might come by. That's a friend of ours that gave me a chance at one point. So Joe, just like the situation you were in. Yeah. So one of our fam from the Body Slam crew, who used to be a Body Slam with me at the time, I'm going to have her come over and talk for a couple minutes. Let's do our main event. Otis Golgar versus one called Manders. This is a 20-minute match. Okay. As a metal fan, I love the Joey Jordison inspired gear that Atticus had, and also the nod to Slipknot, Iowa's greatest band ever. Manders had a cast on his right hand. I believe he's also right hand dominant, which really makes things difficult. Merrick Brave was also there to stand beside him. That's Manders' trainer. The match started with Manders coming out the gate with aggression, and it somewhat overwhelmed Atticus initially. However, Atticus had skewers, constantly attacked Manders' arm, and eventually was even putting him in his mouth. Merrick was on the mic putting over Manders the whole time. Manders got sliced on the top of his head. It looks like it was from the door shot when he went for a tope. If anybody can tell me otherwise, I'd kind of know a little bit about that. Let's see here. 6 stitches, I believe, was what I ended up counting on there. That's the life of a wrestler. Great job by Manders for sitting up Undertaker style with skewers sticking out of his head like a bird. Otis got involved. Him and Max had issues all weekend. Thomas Shire brings a cattle prod. We had a match restart since Manders had his foot on the ropes. I put here, I love these kind of stop starts. We talked about that. Atticus ends up pulling it off in the end because that's what Atticus does. Our winner and still GCW World Champion, Attis Cogar. I wrote here, I hope this is set up for a bigger match down the road, but we already kind of mentioned that. Thoughts on this main event, and where do you think it goes?
I absolutely love the restart. I always despise when you have a match that ends like that, where the foot's on the rope, and like every other sport now we're doing replays, right? And but clearly on the Jumbotron, they're doing a replay of the match, and the ref never seems to pick up on it, and the match just ends that way, and that's it. So I love that they actually listened to what was going on and restarted the match here. I think I want to see that more in wrestling now as technology becomes more and more involved in sports. I think it's only right to also come into wrestling also. So to me, that was really cool to see. I know what you're saying in terms of bigger match down the road, but for Manders' sake, I feel like this was the biggest match possible for him in terms of where it was and stuff. So if he is the next one to win the title, what's bigger than this is what I was thinking. That's why I lead to believe that Manders isn't the next one. He was just a good kind of holdover until they're able to put in place who is the next one, which there's nothing wrong with that because he took the ball and ran with it and has done an excellent job these past couple of months since he's won that brass ring. I was kind of how do I put this? I was kind of perking up to the idea of Manders being GCW champion. Initially when he won it, I was like, I don't know about that, but this past 2 months really changed my opinion of that. And I would like to see that in the future, but I'm excited to see where the title goes now at this point.
Same, man. I don't know where it's going to go. I don't even know who Atticus is going to face moving forward. And I'm kind of hoping some storylines kind of draw out what's going to happen. I like having a goal. You know what I mean? I like to know who the next big fight is. That kind of, again, it gives us a goal. It gives us a point of focus, and it helps us to be able to kind of talk about what the future holds when we have a little bit of context to work with.
Yeah.
I found out that the Tron for our show was used for the split screen, only used for the split screen. So the only time they brought up the Tron was when they were showing us, which is pretty damn cool. Said the building was going nuts the whole time. Yeah, so that's something we have talked about. Let's talk about it just because you feel Vipress is either going to be the winner or the main event, correct?
Me, I feel like she's either going to win the whole thing or lose in the finals. I think the finals going to be her and Takeda. And I think either we're saying we're going excuse my French here, but we're going balls to the walls with Vipress, and she's the next big thing in the deathmatch industry right now, or she loses a close match and she's still the biggest thing in deathmatch right now. So either way, I think it's a win-win for her. That's just how I see it, but I don't know.
I agree with you 100%. I'm not shitting you. I had her and Takeda in the main event.
Yeah.
I figure that makes sense. Takeda is like the guy. If you're going to bring him over all the way from Japan, you better get your money's worth out of him. Yep. What a better way than putting over one of your fresh new stars that everybody already loves and we're just waiting for it to kick off.
And here's the thing, right? But I think Takeda is such a big name that even if she loses like a close match, it still does wonders for her.
True. Reed also said, we have nothing beyond TOS to really speculate without hardcore speculation. He's right. Bizzard, you don't know Bizzard. He's actually somebody that I've been talking to for years, a good friend of B for years. He said, haven't been in here a while. First of all, it's good to see you, Bizzard. He was actually asking for an update on B. So as of right now, B is still getting everything together. He has been super busy because of his situation that he was dealing with, because he's got real life and family like the rest of us. And he's just still going through all of his stuff. He has plans to come back and do some things, but as of right now, it's still going to be quite a ways out for now. That's what I know for right now. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and we're praying for B, and whenever he's ready to come back, the show's here for him.
Yep, and Joe is not going fucking anywhere. We've got him as our East Coast correspondent, so if he's not doing one thing, he will do another. We love you too, man. Love you too. Takeda and Vipress in the finals would be nuts. John, would you agree that Vipress is the modern day Lita? Where would you place her? I don't say the modern day Lita because she would need to be in a different position. However, if you're talking just a likable, strong female character that happens to do things that are beyond the average, then I would say yes. God bless you, sir. Thank you. Yes. It's a good man. It's a very good man. So I wouldn't put her in the same boat, but I would put her in the same level of importance at the independent level right now. I don't know if she's our Lita, but let me tell you, what's the best way to put this?
But I think she's more than Lita.
She's also beyond the female tag.
Yeah.
I want to put that out there too. I do know that she lands under that category, but I want to say there are some talents that at some point go beyond that. And I think that Vipress is going beyond that, where it doesn't matter who or what they are. What matters is the work they put forward, the effort, and
yeah.
I look at it that I don't want to separate anything because I see where you're going. You're basically saying, do you feel that this is an important female who's putting a stamp on GCW? Yes. Not the same route, but I think going in the same direction. Maybe.
Yeah,
Joe?
Yeah. Right. No, I agree, but I do think, I don't want to diminish like Lita or anything like that, but WWE pigeonholed their women when Lita was kind of in like her prime, right? Like they were strictly good-looking women, and it was like Trish and Lita, right? Like that was kind of
right.
what we got. And I think Vipress is so much more than that, right? Like Lita's a great comparison, but I think she's so much more than that.
And I think more capable.
Yeah.
We forget that Lita did some amazing things, but it was amazing because in the 90s, a Hurricane Rana off the top rope was like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
If we could get one table break, a pay-per-view, it'd be like, holy shit, they broke the fucking table that's, in 6 pieces. It always falls apart like Legos.
In the late 90s, it was such different mental, like the way we thought about things, right? So like a phrase you would hear a lot, and it drives me insane, is, oh, that was good for a woman, right? Like,
yeah.
That pisses me off so bad, especially now being a father of a daughter. Like, what is that supposed to mean, right? Like,
yeah,
it's a backhanded insult, but you never say that for Vipress, right? Like, she's a good deathmatch wrestler, woman or man, right? Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, she surpassed that.
That's the difference.
I think you're right. No, I know you're right. I know you're right. Also, you're speaking as a dad.
Yeah, like it just like it's
Yeah.
a backhanded comment when you say like, "Oh, she's good for a girl," right? Like what? Like
Yeah.
that's such not a compliment.
No, it's really not. What a compliment is when you say she's worked her ass off so hard, she's blurred the lines and it doesn't
Yes.
matter who she is.
Yeah,
And
she's
that's where I
overcome
think it's
that.
yes. And yeah, same thing. I think also big in representation, did a lot of work over at Hood Slam. Yeah. Shout out. So it's kind of cool.
I don't think we've said it. I think like we've just like this past month have just like kind of gushed over Vipress, right? Like
that's the direction it seems to be taking right now. And that's the direction we're being fed as fans.
Yeah.
So I that's how I see it.
Yeah, it's not hard to though, you know, every time she kind of ups it each time.
Anything else on this last show before I do our upcoming shows and we get the hell out of here?
No, I mean this was the last in-state show, right, until TOS, and I'm ready for it. You know, I'm just let's get to June. Let's get to June and let's get to TOS.
Hell yeah, man! All right, let me do the upcoming shows. We have 2 shows coming up next weekend, and we'll just get to those really quick. Saturday, May 23rd, BZW and GCW. The show name, Now or Never. This is from Bapaume, France. This will be live on Triller TV Plus. I had to verify that. Bapaume is several miles north of Paris, but it's far enough away you can't say it's north of, it's a ways out there. On this card, we have KJ Orso versus Ricky Sosa. Shotzi Blackheart is set to have a match, but we don't know against who yet. One called Manders versus Connor Mills. You haven't been here for this, Joe, but if you listen to the fans, when they chant Connor Mills in another country, it sounds like Kana Mees, Kana Mees. And they're trying to say his name. And it's actually really, I remember it. Like it's loving. Yeah. It's a really good thing. So I remember now every time I see the Connor Mills, I always think Kana Mees. And it was a huge chant the last time GCW was at BCW. So kind of cool there. The BZW tag team title, we have Mao and Yoshihiko on a team going up against Jeffrey John and Jimmy Lloyd, and then also against a team called Rivality. I have not heard or seen them before. We have an Extreme Tornado tag team. The team of Nick Gage and Vipress are going to go up against Atticus Kogar and Drew Parker. And I'd like to know how in the hell this isn't happening in the States.
Well,
dude, Gage Vipress versus Atticus Parker?
Yeah, this
Holy
is a killer
shit.
match. But is Parker a heel now?
Unknown. I think he's kind of in his own atmosphere here, but I don't know.
Okay.
Somebody was saying possibly
that previous tag match is absolutely batshit crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love Mal. I wish we'd see him back more in GCW.
The only thing that gets me is everybody says Yoshihiko the blow-up doll, and I keep trying to tell people it's not a blow-up doll. There's nowhere you can blow it. It's just well, it's a it's a wrestling dummy that's used for practicing. So I always think that's funny. Oh, he's a heel in France only. Interesting.
Hey, this match works. Make perfect sense.
Mm-hmm. All right, then. We have 2 more matches to announce. The first is DDT Universal Championship. It's going to be a 3-way. It's Kazumi Sumi. I love that name. Versus Gringo Loco versus Leeds Lewis. And then our final match is a BZW Championship match. Trent Seven is going to take on Joey Janela. We already know how that's going to go. That's a killer ass match. That's a main event worth watching.
That's crazy. That's a crazy card.
It is a good. I'm sorry. Yoshi's a sex doll got me. No. Reed, it's not a sex doll. We're not. Reed, we can't. No, see, we can't do jokes like that. I'll just stop right there. I have jokes loaded. Okay, so yeah, that was BZW and GCW Now or Never, Saturday, May 23rd.
And what time is that, like, for us?
So funny thing, if I can remember off the top of my head, it's like 10 or 11 a.m. my time. So like 1 to 2, maybe even 3 p.m. your time.
Oh, not horrible.
No, and I want everybody to know that it is already listed on Triller. So if you want to double check your times, just go on Triller, look at the upcoming events. You'll see the time on there.
Okay.
Yoshihiko does bleed. This is true. This is true. Yoshi gets color. All right, on to our Sunday show. This is May 24th. SAJ and GCW. That's what it's called. From Milan, Italy. This will be live on Triller TV Plus. So far, there's only been 4 matches announced. We have Joey Janela versus Murdoch, KJ Orso versus LG, Lupo versus Gringo Loco, and for the GCW Championship, Atticus Kogar versus Mirko Mori. There's a lot of names there I've never heard before, Joe. You either?
I literally was looking them up as you're announcing them.
Okay, yeah, because I don't know. I've never heard of Mirko Mori or any of them, but they are obviously good enough to challenge Atticus for the championship.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Something tells me there's probably some talents there that we're missing out on that probably are badass.
Yeah. Well, now we won't be missing out anymore.
Bro, every time GCW does a European show, I find at least one person. I'm like, oh, hell yeah, bring them back.
So it wasn't like a tour overseas, but when they brought in the one guy, he's now in NXT. He's a huge deal now in NXT. I think it was Cruz, Kross.
Oh yeah, Will Cruz.
Yeah, he was in a scramble at the Showboat, and that was the first time I saw him, and I instantly became a fan. I was like, this guy's special. Like, this guy's different. And now look, big deal on NXT.
And then they give him shit because he doesn't look like Mr. TV. I'm like, bro, that's a big guy that can fucking move. Why don't you give him some time?
Big guy who can do anything you ask him to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think people realize how big he actually is because the TV doesn't really tell you.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. And then if he is around people, he's surrounded by other bodybuilders and people who are, like, top of the food chain.
6'3", 6'4", almost 300 pounds, right? Like, and he can do flips, right? Like, unheard of.
What do you think Will is height-wise? Have you ever had a chance to walk up against him?
I think he's like 6'3".
So he's a big boy.
Yeah, I think he's big. He's big.
God. I need to show him to my son just to see if he could be inspired.
Yeah, he's impressive, man. He's impressive, and in 1 week he's instantly made star.
Brother, we did it again. Almost 4 hours, and we didn't know if we'd have enough to talk about. You fucker. I love you. This is great, man.
We killed it.
Hell yeah. As always. I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who came in tonight. As always, I'm realizing more and more as these go along and I see the names. Y'all are special and you make our evening. I want you to know that when we see these familiar names, it actually does make it a little more comfortable in here. You know what I mean? Like, I can't have my show without Clown showing up. Reed Harris Cooper needs to be horn dogging it in the fucking chat. Like, we need people in here who know their shit. Every single one of you comes with a level of knowledge that all the rest of us can't completely match. So we're very thankful for what each of you bring to the group. Appreciate you. All right. Well, cousins, it was fun. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Thanks again for those who have donated. Yeah, I don't see a ton of people. If you can, please just hit the thumbs up or something for us. Those are tracked, and those are used to make sure we've got our shit kicking. So if you can, please. You can find me over at GC World Podcast. Joe, I'm going to hand her over to you. Where can we find you and when?
Yeah, so my X handle is Woods Wrestling 3. Also Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Steel Steps on AAT Sports. And then also website turnbuckletimes.com.
There you go. Yeah, if you have a chance, please go over there and support Joe. He's doing good fucking work. If you like what he's doing here, take a guess on what he's doing when he has his time over there. Again, I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with us tonight. We will be seeing you next week to review Now or Never and SAJ GCW. What do you say? We ready to send them out, Joe?
Let's send them out. Great show tonight, man.
Fuck yeah. I appreciate you, brother. Long live G
C
W. Love y'all.
I always get confused there, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm always like, do I say the next or you say the next? But
that's the fun part. We purposely fuck it up for fun. We have never done it. We've never done it right. And I purposely never do it right. So it originally was going to be my ending. I was going to close the show with long live GCW. And what happened was, yeah, we almost left. Sorry, guys. What happened was Brant decided to do it with me. Well, when we both did it at the same fucking time, it came out all garbled, like G, G, C, C, W, and we just closed it out and we're laughing our asses off. Well, what happened was everybody loved it. So we're like, fuck it, let's do it. We're not perfect. Let's have fun with it. So that's literally how it works.
Back to let it be all jumbled up.
It's best when it's fucked up. Just like us.
Sounds good.
All right, man. Thank you so much again, guys. Every time we're about to get out of here, we keep bullshitting. 2 minutes away from 4 hours. Thank you again for everything. We will see you next Monday.
Yep. Wait. Yeah, we'll talk off air.
Yeah. We should be good for next Monday, right? Or are you wanting to change or?
Well, no. I'm just trying to. We'll talk off air. I'll let you know what I'm thinking.
Sweet. All right, man. Thank you guys for everything, and we will see you next week. Hopefully the outro plays. Have a good one, man. Love y'all.